The offensive strategy brought to you by Ford Mid-Atlantic Dealers on Countdown to Kickoff on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Nick Tony back here on Countdown to Kickoff. The Ravens' offensive strategy. Well, 2 Thursdays ago, they were able to have a decent rushing attack against this Indianapolis Colts team. They really performed well. There's a couple of burst runs from Keaton Mitchell. Rasheen Ali looked all right. Even Devin Leary had a couple of scramble rushes for a first down. And then Dearness Johnson, who was really brought into this system just as a depth back, also carried the football 18 times for 57 yards. So it was a really productive day on the ground as a team. They ran for 177 yards, 2 touchdowns on 42 attempts. Shocker, right? The Ravens can always run the football. It was a passing offense that was left a lot to be desired. You had an interception from both quarterbacks, both Rush and Leary. Rush was on the first attempt of the game, didn't play that much. And then Devin Leary had just a crushing, if you were looking at it purely from game position and decision making. The Ravens were already well deep into the red zone, and it was a third down, and he looked down right at his wide receiver and threw the football to the other team. It was a costly turnover. If you're evaluating this as one of the main members of the coaching staff on the offensive side, that is a big no-no that Devin Leary committed. No other quarterback was brought in, so we expect these two guys to handle the entire game. No Lamar Jackson, as we know. An offensive strategy, you got to get the offensive attack going much more through the air. I mean, combined, let's just go through the combined numbers between Leary and Rush. 5 of 16, 49 yards, 2 interceptions. They didn't even have 50 passing yards as a team, no passing touchdowns. And look, I think Cooper Rush has much brighter days ahead, especially in the preseason. I think if you're a Ravens fan, you don't want to see him that much in the regular season because you got Lamar Jackson. You want to see him play every single game. I'm not too worried about him, but it's about getting these wide receivers some real game play and some tape to look at. It's very hard when you're only going to complete 5 passes for 49 yards as a quarterback duo. It's hard to get a look at LaJohntay Wester as a wide receiver, Tylan Wallace, Charlie Kolar, who needs to step in big time in the beginning of the season with Isaiah Likely down, and also Tez Walker. We heard about all the Tez Walker hype this entire offseason going forward. Well, there was really nothing to look at for him in the first game because there just wasn't that much to go around. I mean, LaJohntay Wester had 2 catches for 41 yards, including a 30-yarder. That's it. That's pretty much the entire passing offense. I'd like to see the Ravens get the football and move it through the air a little bit more today against this Dallas Cowboys defense. We do know Cooper Rush is back in Dallas, and he spoke about just the emotions of being back there after signing with the Ravens this offseason.
Yeah, it'll be different over on that sideline. It'll be something new, but looking forward to it. See a lot of close relationships over the years there, and get to catch up with some guys. It'll be cool.
Now, Rush, we know he's between Dallas and Baltimore. In both places he would have thought about signing. He's going to be the backup, but he did choose to leave a place where he was comfortable and had success to come to Baltimore. Spoke on that decision.
Yeah, Dallas was in play, but then Baltimore kind of came out of nowhere early on in that week, and oh man, that's a good place to be. Obviously, a head coach that's built a culture here for a long time, and a winning program, and so I was super excited about that. I'm really glad they called.
Very telling. You see Rush saw the Ravens organization from the outside, liked what he saw. I can't imagine the money was that different between Dallas and Baltimore. Both teams are paying their quarterbacks. They don't have a ton of room to be flexible with money. But he decided to come to Baltimore, and so he's still learning the system. He's been out there at practice every day, and he's trying to see the difference of how this offense is much more versatile than the one he was before, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think we do a really good job of just being versatile. We got a lot of depth at different positions. Our tight end room's deep, the receiver room's deep, different types of running backs. You can play bully ball, you can spread them out. And I think he does a good job of kind of using all that.
Yeah, and for Cooper Rush, whether it's a regular season game or not, which in this case it is not, you have to think the emotions will be running a little bit as he will get a chance to start in his former home in Dallas and see if he can take down the Cowboys and put out some good tape today and see if he can get the football to some of his biggest targets today, which could be a Tez Walker or Charlie Kolar. We move along here on Countdown to Kickoff. You're listening to the Ravens Game Day Network.
Straight ahead, the defensive strategy on the Ravens Game Day Network.
And he takes the ball 1-0.
And more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
America has an undeniable, unstoppable energy. At Constellation, our energy matches yours. We're generating electricity 24/7 with hydro, wind, solar, and the nation's largest carbon-free nuclear fleet. Enough clean energy to power 15 million homes today, and a commitment to helping you build a brighter tomorrow. Power on, America. Learn more at constellationenergy.com/poweron.
Tune in after the game for the Locker Room Show with Nick Testoni. Highlights, player press conferences, and scores from around the league on the Ravens Game Day Network. Win tickets to see a day to
Countdown to Kickoff is presented by Toyota. RAV4 is the official SUV of the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the defensive strategy on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens, in their long, lustrous history, known for their defense. And while we talk about the defensive strategy, let's talk about Constellation. As Baltimore Ravens' official clean energy partner, Constellation is proud to support another year of Sacks for Science. For each sack made by the Ravens defense during the 2025 season, Constellation will send a school group to visit the Maryland Science Center. One lucky school group will win the grand prize of a behind-the-scenes tour of M&T Bank Stadium with a special guest. To learn how your school can be a part of the Sacks for Science program, visit BaltimoreRavens.com/Sacks for Science. Usually this would be the part where I tell you how many sacks the Ravens have had this year. We're not really locking them up just yet, preseason stats, but they did have 2 sacks last week against the Colts team, one of them being the big thunderous boom of David Ojabo, who laid out Anthony Richardson and bent his pinky in a way nobody wants to have their pinky bent. And then later on, Adisa Isaac and Mike Green. Adisa Isaac is credited with the full sack. Green certainly made Daniel Jones step up in the pocket. Those two came together off the edge, and that was their second sack of the ball game. So it was a good showing by the young edge rushers. There's no Kyle Van Noy playing in these games, no Adafi Owe, who's entering a contract season, the former first-round pick. Both those guys had double-digit sacks in the regular season 1 year ago. It's the younger group of guys who I thought really did an excellent job last week putting the pressure on, and we want to see that continue, and so does defensive coordinator Zach Orr.
Played his butt off, man. He did a great job. I think the thing he'll tell you is that he's just scratching the surface. Like, he could have played a lot better, but he played real good, which is a testament to his mindset and how he approaches things. But I think he displayed everything that you needed to see from a premier edge player in this league. He was physical against the run. He showed the ability to get off the ball and affect the quarterback. He showed he can beat you with speed, can beat you with power, and he can counter at the level. So it was a great start for him. Look forward to seeing him out there again Saturday.
Defensive coordinator Zach Orr, he was talking about the second-round pick for the Ravens, Mike Green, who, of course, made a lot of news after last week. I mean, he was something special. He only played about 30 or so snaps in that game, but he was constantly putting pressure on the Indianapolis offensive line. And Adisa Isaac and David Ojabo had great games as well. Now, I think Ojabo probably right now is the odd man out, even after that sack, but he took advantage of a blown assignment where he came screaming right through the right side of the offense of the Indianapolis Colts, and Anthony Richardson did not see the train coming down the track that was Ojabo. Also, one of the younger guys who stuck out, there is a battle for that second and maybe third linebacker position. We know Roquan Smith's the main man in the middle. After that, we're thinking, is it going to be Teddy Buchanan, 4th-round pick from this past year? Is it going to be the former 3rd-round pick from a couple of seasons ago, Trenton Simpson. And I look at a guy like Jay Higgins, who was all over the field last week, including an interception. Can he continue to impress people? He is a rookie out of Iowa, and Zach Gore had high praise for him, and as well as fellow inside linebacker Chandler Martin.
There's going to be a lot of guys that you guys haven't really heard of or talked about who we're going to pop on film, and Jay Higgins and Chandler Martin definitely did that, man. I'm excited about those two young undrafted rookie linebackers. I mean, they probably should have been drafted. Honestly, you combine their IQ, they know how to play the game, they pick up the defense, the system really quickly, and they went out there and showed it on game day. I mean, those guys were excited. Fourth quarter, I mean, those dudes were asking for more reps. I'm like, man, look, we trying to get off the field as quickly as possible, but they wanted to go out there and continue to go out there and play, man, and that's what we want, man. We want guys who love to play football, and those are two of the guys that definitely love playing ball.
And, of course, Zach Gore, an undrafted player himself back in his playing days, so he knows a little something about undrafted linebackers making an impact and making the team. He liked what he saw from Martin and Jay Higgins. This defense is going to have a tougher task this week. It is going to be Joe Milton III making the start for Dallas. They traded for him this offseason. He was a guy who was a late 6th-round pick for the Patriots a season ago. Of course, they have their guy in Drake May. And when Milton got his opportunity to actually put stuff out on the field in the final week of the NFL season, Week 18 a season ago, he was electric. And so he built a lot of buzz. The Cowboys go out and get him as their backup. He is a mobile, strong, big-arm quarterback. They also have their first-round pick, Tyler Booker, at right guard starting tonight. Going to be a little better talent I see tonight from Dallas on the offensive side than Indianapolis had last week. We'll see if the Ravens can contain it and get to another impressive defensive outing. You're listening to Countdown to Kickoff on the Ravens Game Day Network.
The Ravens Game Day Network is brought to you by Toyota. The Toyota RAV4 is the official SUV of the Baltimore Ravens.
Wawa hoagies are a winning pick for game day. Every hoagie is built to order with the ingredients you crave. Choose your favorite, like a toasty cheesesteak, meatball, or Italian. There's a hoagie for every mood and every appetite. Order ahead for pickup or delivery on the Wawa app. Planning for the game? Wawa Catering has you covered. Make your game day a winner with Wawa hoagies, snacks, and drinks. Order ahead at wawacatering.com. Wawa is the official hoagie of the Baltimore Ravens.
At DraftKings, we're all about responsible gaming. Sometimes
you got to know when to hold up.
There are no locks or sure things, so know
when to fold up.
It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
Hey Baltimore, get ready for the Ravens season with Lido Pizza's football deal. Get a famously fresh, square 18-inch Lido pizza with one topping and 12 jumbo wings for only $39.99. Founded in Maryland in 1955, Lido Pizza is a proud partner of the Baltimore Ravens. Place your order online today at lidopizza.com. That's lidopizza.com. And remember, Lido Pizza never cuts corners.
Your dog's birthday, the next license plate you see, your first phone number.
How do you choose your lucky lottery numbers?
How about the current mileage on your car?
Feeling lucky? Play Pick 3, Pick 4, and Pick 5 from the Maryland Lottery. You could win up to $500, $5,000, or even $50,000 on a single dollar bet.
Maybe the cost of that sandwich you ordered for lunch.
Your lucky numbers are out there. How you pick them is up to you. Please play responsibly.
Tune in after the game for the Locker Room Show with Nick Testoni. Highlights, player press conferences, and scores from around the league on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Toyota. The Toyota RAV4 is the official SUV of the Baltimore Ravens. This is the Ravens Game Day Network.
Hey, Ravens fans, do you know a kid that would love to score game tickets and a chance to take the field at M&T Bank Stadium? Then enter them for a chance to be recognized as a Wawa Kickoff Kid in an upcoming home game. 10 lucky kids will win a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to run onto the field after kickoff and retrieve the kicker's tee. Enter at BaltimoreRavens.com/kickoff-kid. Nick Testoni back here on Countdown to Kickoff. One thing to be put out there, the Ravens last week in their preseason game, again, they're not playing all their starters, a lot of backups, a lot of guys who are younger. Keaton Mitchell led all Ravens in total yardage, 68 rushing yards. The highest guy was LaJohntay Wester with 41 receiving yards, and even passing. Devin Leary only had 43 passing yards. So Keaton Mitchell was the star last week outside of the Wester punt return, and because of that, I don't think they'll necessarily have him this week. We'll see, but he is considered questionable tonight. He did not practice in a single game or a single practice leading up to this, so they could be down. That could be a big game ahead for Rasheen Ali if he is able to convert on that opportunity. He is looking to get the brunt of work tonight alongside Dearness Johnson. We continue here on Countdown to Kickoff. You're listening to the Ravens Game Day Network.
Coming up, we get you ready for kickoff of today's game. This is the Ravens Game Day Network.
Toyota's national sales event is happening right now. So stop by your local dealer to check out Toyota's incredible lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs. From the roomy RAV4 and Grand Highlander to the rough and rugged Tacoma, all packed with comfort, tech, and cargo space. Or test drive a sleek and sporty Camry or Corolla, designed for amazing style and great MPGs. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Hurry, offers end September 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
On game day, there's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly. Hey, Ravens flock, we've got a deal that will make you flock to your nearest McDonald's. If our opponent misses a field goal during any home or away game, then you get a free-piece Chicken McNuggets with minimum $1 purchase the next day on the McDonald's app. And if our opponent misses 2 field goals, you'll be upgraded to a free 10-piece. What's good for the Ravens is good for the flock. Download the McDonald's app to redeem this deal. And that's not all. Earn free food when you order through the app. Offer valid at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day. Visit McDonald's app for details.
For 20 years, the Ravens have chosen MedStar Health as their medical team, trusting us to provide winning care on and off the field. We're proud to be the team behind your team for every training camp, every game, and every playoff run, every time. So why do the Ravens and the flock trust MedStar Health? Because after 20 years together, there's nothing we can't tackle. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Tune in after the game for the Locker Room Show with Nick Testoni. Highlights, player press conferences, and scores from around the league on the Ravens Game Day Network.
It's time to get ready for kickoff on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Nick Testoni back here on Countdown to Kickoff, but first let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Ravens Game Day Network. Back here on Countdown to Kickoff, the Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys getting set for action tonight from AT&T Stadium. Shortly, we will send it down to Dallas, where we will have the Hall of Famer Rod Woodson and the voice of the Ravens, Jerry Sandusky, calling the game from AT&T Stadium. Ravens were winners in Game 1 against the Indianapolis Colts, their only home game of this preseason. It'll be next Saturday, just at noon, that they will be down at Northwest Stadium to take on the Washington Commanders. They had a joint practice. They thought they were going to be able to get done next week. Dan Campbell could not Dan Campbell, but Dan Quinn, the head coach of the Commanders, couldn't figure it out, the timing, so they scrapped it. So no joint practice between Baltimore and Washington this season. Probably a good thing compared to considering what happened a couple years ago when Mark Andrews took out a Washington Commander. You know, there's always guaranteed to be one fight at these things. Now, quickly, before we wrap up here, I did want to talk about something that was made a point of emphasis by John Harbaugh, as he was, saying it's a new system this year, still that goofy kickoff, but they are trying to make you kick it into the landing zone. They want more returns, so they're making it, if it is a touchback, you get at the 35-yard line. Harbaugh trying to, weigh his options on what to do with his rookie kicker and kickoffs.
We did. We explained it to him in the spring. We explained it to him again now. Daniel Stern does a great job. He showed the couple clips that's happened. The Chargers happened for them last year. We showed that one. I was always very jealous of Jim because I always figured as a special teams guy I would get that first, and he gets it first. It's like he always does, gets the first things. But yeah, it's. I think the guys have done a good job of situational football, though.
Yeah, they're trying to learn that free kick system, and just it's not natural to these guys, especially the guys who are first year players. So it is a process of learning it. And last thing here, as we move forward towards this game, Cowboys and Ravens, Cooper Rush. He took a lot of flack for his stat line last week, but the Ravens brought him here for a reason, to be a serviceable backup that can keep this team afloat if anything were to happen to Lamar Jackson, and his head coach believes in him.
Cooper Rush, he's a professional. He's a pro, operates the offense well, makes great decisions, handles the protections, gets the ball out on time, accurate passer. I think he's a winning quarterback, and you see that every day in practice. And it's pretty hard to stack quarterbacks up next to Lamar Jackson, but we do that. We always make those comparisons, but the important thing for Cooper is to be Cooper, and do the things that he does so well, and win games for you playing that way. And he's done I think he's had a really good camp.
And expect to see more Cooper Rush tonight, because I think the Ravens will let him go a little deeper and see if the offense can get clicking a little better. Hey, make sure to stick around for Network Post Game. I'll bring you all the highlights and what goes down in Ravens Cowboys. You're listening to the Ravens Game Day Network.
Countdown to Kickoff is presented by Toyota. RAV4 is the official SUV of the Baltimore Ravens. Kickoff is next on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Back here on Countdown to Kickoff, Nick Testoni getting ready to send you down to AT&T Stadium. Jerry Sandusky, the voice of the Ravens, and Rod Woodson, the Hall of Famer, have Ravens Cowboys next.
When you play on the road in this league, the reemergence of Keaton Mitchell gives the Ravens a spectacular set of options in the backfield.
Everybody knows about Derrick Henry. Everybody knows what Justice Hill did last year. Keaton Mitchell, if he is healthy, which he knows he is now, because last week he proved to not only his own teammates and himself, but the Colts that he is back, and he's a splash player. He's stronger than he looks. He's faster than he looks. He's one of those guys that Todd Monken, he's got to figure out, how do I get Derrick Henry some carries, Justice Hill in the third down, and Keaton Mitchell who's healthy.
And next for the Ravens is the challenge of making sure the special team stays on track to become spectacular again. We'll take a closer look as we continue from Arlington.
Hey, Ravens flock, we've got a deal that will make you flock to your nearest McDonald's. If our opponent misses a field goal during any home or away game, then you get a free-piece Chicken McNuggets with minimum $1 purchase the next day on the McDonald's app. And if our opponent misses 2 field goals, you'll be upgraded to a free 10-piece. What's good for the Ravens is good for the flock. Download the McDonald's app to redeem this deal. And that's not all. Earn free food when you order through the app. Offer valid at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day. Visit McDonald's app for details.
I'm Josh Spiegel from The Morning Show.
And I'm attorney Randolph Rice with Rice Law.
Randolph, what's the best advice if someone's hurt in a car accident?
Best advice? Call Rice.
What if they're hurt in a motorcycle crash?
Best advice? Call Rice.
Bitten by your neighbor's chihuahua named Butch?
Best advice? Call Rice.
So if you're hurt in Maryland, it sounds like the best advice is call Rice.
That's right, Josh. When results matter, so does your lawyer.
So get the right lawyer right now.
Rice Law. Visit ricelawmd.com for help today.
Touchdowns! On game day, there's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
First quarter, brought to you by the Maryland Problem Gambling Helpline.
As the Ravens now face their first road challenge, John Harbaugh will be looking closely at his special teams unit. A major priority for the Ravens coming into this preseason was to return their special teams back to elite status. We saw a big step in that direction last week in the preseason opener with LeJonte Wester.
Yeah, Wester, great vision. All great returners in the history of the National Football League have great vision. Devin Hester, who went into the Hall of Fame this past year, had great vision. Hester is one of those guys that you can see that he is one of those playmakers that can go out there and make plays for this football team. They were 16th last year in punt returns. But this year, they can definitely create it. They can be one of those teams that can get to the Super Bowl.
We talk about this being a road trip, the first one for the Ravens, but for one young Raven, it's also a trip back home. Ravens rookie kicker Tyler Loop grew up about 30 miles away from this stadium in Lucas, Texas, and he is back home tonight as we go down to the field and welcome in our third broadcast partner, Evan Washburn. Evan, this is a magical opportunity for this young kid.
Yeah, a dream come true for Tyler Loop. Spoke to him pre-game, and I asked him, had you ever played in AT&T Stadium? And he did have one game here while in high school, Lovejoy High School. But guys, they lost 49-0, so he actually didn't get a chance to kick an extra point or a field goal as he's spending time with his family pre-game. He had a lot of punts in that game, but look, it's clear that Tyler Loop is everything you want in a young kicker. His emotions are flatlined. I asked him about last week, where it was up and down if you look at it. He missed one from 42, made one from 52, and he said, yeah, it was just another game. So even with all the excitement about being a rookie in this league and obviously playing, as you mentioned, the backyard of where he grew up, it seems to be just another week in the league for young Tyler Loop, guys.
That's the challenge you face, and you're going to see throughout the course of this season, John Harbaugh is going to look for Loop to make stride after stride, test after test. It's one thing to make the team. It's one thing, again, to win the coach's confidence. But, Rob, that's something you're going to have to do every single week because for the last 13 years, kicking was pretty much an automatic for this organization.
And he went through some adversity last week, missing his first kick, coming back the following one, and making the kick. So he showed the adversity that he can miss one and still have the composure to come back out there in a critical moment and make the big kick.
Ravens won the opening coin toss. They will receive. That means Rasheen Ali will be deep, along with Dearness Johnson for the Ravens. A week ago, the special teams, as Rod touched on, were spectacular in punt returns, but equally effective in kick returns as well. For Lamar Jackson, it's been a chance to watch some of the younger players develop on game day as he points his energies to that September 7th season opener on the road against the Buffalo Bills. Pretty good turnout here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington for preseason game number 2, and a good show of Ravens fans who make the trip to check out Jerry World.
A lot of purple jerseys out there.
And we are underway in week 2. And Rasheen Ali is going to let that one trickle into the end zone for a touchback, which means the Ravens will start to drive on their 35-yard line. Rod, set us up with your offensive goals for tonight.
Offensive goals, got to be able to run the football. And the outside runs, it's been critical last year above them. They got to make sure they do that. Secondly, you got to be able to complete and be efficient in throwing the football. Last week, they were 5 of 16 for 59 yards and 2 interceptions throwing the football. And you got to have explosive plays on top of that. And if you can have the explosive plays in the National Football League, you can score a lot of points.
Cooper Rush gets the start at quarterback, the former Dallas Cowboys backup quarterback, back in Dallas tonight. They'll have Rasheen Ali with him in the backfield. On a double tight end front, off the play fake. Great pass protection, Rush throws, complete to Tez Walker out at the 36-yard line. So Cooper Rush looking very much comfortable in a familiar setting.
Yeah, you look at Cooper Rush right there. We talk about explosive plays. They get that first play of the game of an explosive pass play. Cooper Rush is coming back to a place that he's been for several years, and he's in the opponent's jersey this time around.
Tez Walker with his first catch of the preseason. So Ravens on the move right out of the gate. Rasheen Ali, the lone back, will carry on first down. Not much room, but he'll lose a yard on the play. Damone Clark on the stop for the Cowboys.
Yeah, the one thing that the Ravens have done well the last several years, even before Derrick Henry, is they ran that outside run play, that outside stretch zone, very effectively.
Cooper Rush, his first year with the Ravens, 8th in the NFL. He threw the ball 4 times in the preseason opener, looking for a little bit more in the way of the pass game today. Here's his second throw of the evening, hit as he throws, complete. And Tez Walker with his second grab of the opening drive will get the Ravens in striking distance for a third down. Tez Walker, a 4th-round pick a year ago for John Harbaugh, getting his first 2 receptions here in the preseason. Cooper Rush will spread it out on 3rd down and 9 on the opening drive. Walker and Wallace to the right. DeJounte Wester alone to the left. Rush to throw. Pocket collapsing hit as he throws, and it's incomplete.
I think
they're going to play it out, but it was definitely an incomplete pass as James Houston sacked Cooper Rush to end the Ravens' drive.
Yeah, Houston came off that right side, got hit in the back. That ball did go forward for incomplete pass. Got to do a better job protecting Cooper Rush in the pocket.
It's interesting and intelligent that the officials don't blow the whistle early on plays, even when it appears obvious, because there is so much booth review now in the NFL, which is a smart thing. They'll let a play like that play out. If you're wondering why it wasn't blown dead, if they're not 100% sure, the officials have now learned to let it play out and use the booth review to get the call right.
It's 2025. They're definitely doing it right in the National Football League, letting those type of plays play out and going to the booth if they need be.
Jordan Stout will come on to punt for the first time tonight. Jalen Cropper is deep for the Cowboys. And these are the moments where rookies and undrafted free agents find a roster spot. Special teams play. Stout's punt, a beauty. Flag is down as a fair catch is made back near the 10-yard line for the Cowboys. We'll sort out the infraction.
That was a fast infraction. I would think that was going to be the gunner going out of bounds on his own.
Land Clark is our referee after a 52-yard punt from Jordan Stout.
Illegally going out of bounds. Kicking team number 6. 5-yard penalty. Replay, 4th down.
So they will re-punt the ball when we come back to Arlington. Opening quarter, scoreless on the Ravens Game Day Network.
First quarter, brought to you by the Maryland Problem Gambling Helpline.
Look at his young defense. Under second-year defensive coordinator, Zach Orr. Rod, you remember the leap between your first year in the NFL and your second year in the NFL. I have to believe that same leap applies for coaches like Zach Orr as a coordinator.
I really believe so. I think Zach is going to be more comfortable what his team can do and how he wants to call the game as the games get going. And I believe that Zach had a great mentor last year in Dean Peeves, and he has another one this year in Chuck Pagano to have a sounding board off of.
Oh, it's a great thing for a young coordinator to have that experience of long-time NFL coaches to lean on, especially as the year goes on and the choices get to be more and more complicated, the pressure gets higher. There aren't many jobs that have the scrutiny of coordinators in the NFL. Everybody who sits in the stands is usually biologically inclined to believe they're smarter than every coordinator who's down on the field.
Oh, that is absolutely true.
It is just the way it works. Cowboys will start this drive back at their 6-yard line with Joe Milton at quarterback and some of the important new members of the Ravens defense like John Jenkins up front. Jenkins is the new run stuffer, expected to fill the role from the retired Michael Pierce. And we'll also get a look at the secondary at Sanusi Kane and first-round draft pick Malachi Starks running at safety tonight.
You talk about run stoppers. I mean, that's been a key element to the Ravens defense, stopping the run first, making most offenses they play against one-dimensional. And once they get to that passing situation, get after the quarterback off the edges.
Brent Urban, who now wears number 58, veteran defensive lineman, is back for another go with the Ravens. He's wearing his old friend's number, Michael Pierce's 58.
It fits him a little looser than Michael.
Michael had a unique physique. He was large, but he was a gifted athlete. I mean, the final play of his career was an interception in a drop back in coverage. One of the great moments in Ravens history because the whole stadium erupted. His final big moment at a home game as he closed out a terrific career. Joe Milton at quarterback will hand it off to Sanders, and Sanders is swallowed up by the left side of the Ravens defense. And leading the charge is Brent Urban.
And you think about the Dallas Cowboys, like they've always had an elite running back. And I'm thinking of like, who is their elite running back? Going back to Tony Dorsett, they've always had a guy that they can rely on and be that bell cow.
Milton on second down, a quick toss. Sanders bobbles it. He's going to be swallowed up inside the 5. Terrific pursuit coming from Teddy Buchanan. And the Ravens force the Cowboys into a 3rd and long.
Yep. Buchanan did a wonderful job of getting through the blockers and getting in the backfield to have that ball stretch out. And anytime a running back is going east and west and not north and south, it's going to be a positive for the defense.
We talked about Teddy Buchanan, a 4th-round draft pick out of Cal in the pregame show. And he got a chance to show what we have seen in training camp, and that is great instincts. 3rd and 13 for Joe Milton. He'll throw out of the end zone. Blitz pressure coming. He is sacked for the safety as Keon Martin comes on the safety blitz and puts Milton on his back.
That is a great call by Zach Orr, being aggressive down here in the red zone, having 2 guys come off the right edge, left side of the offense, and unblocked sack. Outstanding.
And Joe Milton never saw him coming as Keon Martin accepts all of the applause on the sideline. The rookie free agent out of Louisiana, making the biggest play of his young NFL career so far.
Yeah, that pressure, as we used to say when I played with the Ravens, that pressure bust a pipe. Keep getting after the quarterbacks, making them be uncomfortable in the pocket.
So the Ravens have the lead 2-0. The offense back on the field when we get back. 2-0 Ravens, opening quarter on the Ravens Game Day Network.
When the Ravens take the field, Baltimore stands united. And just like your favorite team, APG Federal Credit Union is built on trust, teamwork, and hometown pride. Whether you're saving for season tickets or tackling your next big goal, APG Federal Credit Union has your back with great rates, local service, and a game plan for your financial future. Join the team that's proud to cheer for the Ravens and proud to serve you. APG Federal Credit Union, serving Baltimore City and Baltimore, Harford, and Cecil counties. Federally insured by NCUA.
Toyota's national sales event is happening right now. So stop by your local dealer to check out Toyota's incredible lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs. From the roomy RAV4 and Grand Highlander to the rough and rugged Tacoma. All packed with comfort, tech, and cargo space. Or test drive a sleek and sporty Camry or Corolla. Designed for amazing style and great MPGs. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Hurry, offers end September 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
For 20 years, the Ravens have chosen MedStar Health as their medical team, trusting us to provide winning care on and off the field. We're proud to be the team behind your team for every training camp, every game, and every playoff run, every time. So why do the Ravens and the flock trust MedStar Health? Because after 20 years together, there's nothing we can't tackle. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-In and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals. 3-year price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
First quarter, brought to you by the Maryland Problem Gambling Helpline.
Had a little something going in that opening drive, and then a third down sack ended the drive to the former Cowboy back at AT&T Stadium. It was asked this week, is this one of those games where you really want to show the Cowboys they made a mistake for letting you go? And I thought he had a veteran response to it. He said, this is about showing my new team what I can do.
Oh, absolutely. The team that believes in, the team gives him opportunity to go out there and see if he can be that backup quarterback to Lamar Jackson.
Sheen Ali in the backfield. He'll get the carry on first down. He's got an opening, and he squeezes across the 35-yard line. Nice pickup of 8 to start the drive.
I like the way Ali runs the football. He had great vision. That was an inside zone run, and he bounced it outside. He likes to get vertical. Once he gets vertical, he has a big frame, and he can definitely run over a defensive back in the National Football League.
First quarter of tonight's broadcast brought to you by the Maryland Problem Gambling Helpline. Cooper Rush operating under center. Ali will carry on second and short, and he is met right at the line and stopped short of the first down. So second and 2 becomes third and 2.
Yeah, Sanborn did a great job of just reading the block of the offensive lineman and finding his way through there to get that easy tackle.
Tez Walker, who has a couple of catches in the early going, splits wide to the right. Charlie Kohler, the tight end, to the left. They give it to Ali on third down. He stretches out to the 40-yard line. First down.
Good vision again. That ball was supposed to go to the left side of the offensive line, but he jump cut to the right and got the easy first down.
Well, Rashid Ali is one of those young guys who you have to feel for him because we've talked around him. You talk about Derrick Henry, you talk about Justice Hill, you talk about Keaton Mitchell. Rashid Ali has shown he's a terrific addition to the special teams as a returner, and he wants a role in the backfield as well. The delayed handoff, Ali with more room to run. Ali out close to midfield. Another 8-yard run, 9-yard pickup.
Yeah, and that delayed draw, act like he was going to throw it and hand it off to Ali. Ali is definitely wants that role in that running back room, but it's a deep room. When you talk about Derrick Henry and Justice Hill and Keaton Mitchell, how do you find a way on the field as a running back? But on the special teams, you definitely can find a role.
Ernest Johnson checks in as Ali checks out on second down. Check down. Pass complete to Tez Walker. And Walker moves the chains with his third reception of the opening quarter.
Yeah, I mean, if the defensive back is going to play 12 yards off when Des Walker has a reduced split, that's an easy throw and catch.
Fourth-round pick a year ago out of Carolina. Had only one catch last season, and that came in Week 15, a 21-yard touchdown against the Giants on the road. So he's enjoying his biggest game of his young career. Jonte Wester in motion. They give it to Johnson. He's got a hole along the left hash mark. And he's inside the Cowboys 40 with a 6-yard gain. So now the Ravens offense getting some traction.
Yeah, that offensive line is moving the defensive line for the Dallas Cowboys back. And anytime they can do that, it adds that hole and those spaces for the running backs to find.
This Ravens team is not a team that has many job battles left to decide, but they have a lot of questions in depth. An offensive line backup along the line is one of those questions. Again to the ground game. Ernest Johnson picks his way through a crowd and gets down to about the 30-yard line. That's a 7-yard run. And it'll set up a second down and 3. Well, a year ago when you had Pat McCary, you had virtually one-man backup because he could play all 5 spots on the offensive line. A very unique skill to have for any offensive lineman in the NFL. Without McCary, you're going to need a couple more guys in depth positions. Cooper Rush out of the shotgun on second down. Wants to throw. Fires it to the near side. It's bobbled and dropped by Tez Walker. He turned to run. Check that, LeJonte Wester. He turned to run before he had his hands around the ball.
Yeah, just the speed out. The ball's there. He just has to concentrate and pull the ball in before he starts to run.
Second and 10. Cooper Rush will spread it out. 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Inside handoff to Ernest Johnson, and the veteran bounces off a couple of tacklers but has nowhere to go.
That was a great stuff arm, but not enough space to get away from the second tackler.
Kyer Elam on the stop for Dallas. That name might ring a bell to Ravens fans. He is the nephew of former Ravens safety and first-round pick Matt Elam.
10th play of the drive coming up. Under 6.5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. It has been all Ravens with the ball so far. Cooper Rush, quick release. And it is caught. Tez Walker with his 4th reception of the opening quarter. And he will move the chains for the Ravens.
Again, a speed out, but great concentration by Des Walker on that speed out. The defense, he's getting draped over, but he does a great job of catching it one-handed to the right hand of it, going to the sideline.
Des Walker is a guy who we've heard a lot of people talking about during training camp, having good practices, as John Harbaugh says, stacking practice after practice. Now he's getting to showcase a little bit in the games. 1st and 10 Ravens at the Dallas 17. To the ground game. Ali inside the 10 and all the way down to the 6-yard line. An 11-yard run and back-to-back Ravens first down.
One of our keys was having those success on the outside runs. Again, Ali's running that stretch play and great blocking up front. He gets outside of that. Very patient and getting vertical. One thing I do like about Ali is that once he gets to the second level, he's getting vertical.
Ravens have had the ball for 5.5 minutes on this drive. Power eye. The give is to Ali, running behind Scott, looking for an opening. Flags fly as Ali gets only a yard on the play.
I think we have holding.
John Harbaugh has watched this drive over 12 plays.
Holding. Offense, number 67. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
So the guilty party is Corey Bullock.
Yeah, anytime you get your hands underneath the pads and throw the defender down, they're going to call offensive holding.
Bullock's had a great training camp, a strong start a week ago. But he backs his offense up here, back to the 16 with 1st and goal, under 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. And Cooper Rush in throw mode now. Cowboys bring blitz pressure. Rush throws a strike. Tez Walker, short gain, down to the 12. We'll mark it closer to the 11. And Tez Walker's racking up some stats. 5 catches in the opening drive.
Yeah, Tez Walker. Every defender in the league knows Tez Walker can run. And when you know that, you play a little softer, give him a little cushion, and he's catching those speed outs. That right there was a 6-yard hitch.
5 catches, just under 50 yards. For the former North Carolina Tar Heel. Ravens at a 2nd and goal. Cooper Rush off the fake. Throwing some extendability. Throws in and out of the hands of Dearness Johnson down at the 3-yard line. As Cooper Rush, who is not known for his athletic maneuvers, did a great job of extending the play, but Johnson did not finish the play.
Yeah, he went for the double move on the left side. It wasn't there. He gets out of the pocket to the right. The ball hits Johnson in the hands. He just got to catch it.
14th play of the drive. Ravens have had the ball for more than 7 minutes. Let's see if they can finish in the end zone. 3rd and goal from the 12. Cooper Rush backing up, under pressure, fires back in the end zone. It sails high and incomplete. He was looking for Tez Walker. Had him open, but he threw that one under duress.
Yeah, a little bit too high for him. He had time in the pocket, just couldn't find that open receiver late in the down.
So Tyler Loop, the native of Lucas, Texas, 31 miles away from AT&T Stadium, playing in front of family and friends, will attempt a 29-yard field goal try. Nick Moore will have the snap. Jordan Stout the hold. Tyler Loop from 29. And he puts it right down the middle and good. 3:51 to play in the opening quarter. It's the Ravens 5 Dallas nothing on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Ravens fans, visit BaltimoreRavens.com to enter for a chance to become the Southwest Airlines captain of the game. You could win tickets to a 2025 Ravens home game, custom jersey, Southwest Airlines Rapid Rewards bonus points, and much more. Ravens fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Ravens flock and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Ravens games or to any other live event in Baltimore, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Baltimore Ravens. SeatGeek. This Ravens season, get in the game at Safeway. Coming September 5th, enter their Flock In and Win sweepstakes for your chance to win autographed jerseys, helmets, and more. Safeway has everything Ravens fans need to tailgate or host like a pro. Download the Safeway app and make game day easy when you order your tailgate essentials online with flash pickup or delivery in as soon as 30 minutes. Pick up the football item of the week, Pepperidge Farm Goldfish cartons. Just $6.99 when you clip the digital coupon. Download the Safeway app to start shopping now. Safeway, the official supermarket of the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens fans, visit BaltimoreRavens.com to enter for a chance to become the Southwest Airlines captain of the game. You could win tickets to a 2025 Ravens home game, custom jersey, Southwest Airlines Rapid Rewards bonus points, and much more.
First quarter, brought to you by the Maryland Problem Gambling Helpline.
Free sack made by the Ravens during the 2025 season. Constellation, America's leading producer of clean and reliable energy, will send one group of students to visit the Maryland Science Center. And Ravens fans, visit BaltimoreRavens.com to enter for a chance to become the Southwest Airlines captain of the game. You can win tickets to a 2025 Ravens home game, custom jersey, Southwest Airlines Rapid Rewards, bonus points, and a whole lot more. Tyler Loop, his kick will be taken inside the 5. And brought out to the 23-yard line by Jalen Cropper. That last drive, Rod, 15-play scoring drive. Machine Ali showing some dependability in the backfield.
Yeah, we talked about all the other running backs except Machine Ali, and he has shown that he is capable of being on a roster in the National Football League. He is one of those players that get north and south, and he also is very solid on special teams.
Well, the Ravens with a safety and a field goal in this game. And just a reminder, when the opponent misses a field goal, you get a free 6-piece McNuggets on the McDonald's app the next day. Opponents miss another field goal, you're upgraded to a free 10-piece. Joe Milton with Miles Sanders in the backfield. Milton will throw on first down. Complete, big hit. As Keon Martin makes the stop. Nice game so far for Keon Martin. A sack and a tackle.
Tackle in the open space. You have to be able to tackle in the open space in the National Football League if you want to be a top-notch defense.
Joe Milton, they called him Bazooka Joe at Tennessee. He says he prefers Rocket Joe. He'll roll out to the right, looking to throw a rocket, and his pass is knocked down incomplete. Great coverage on the play by Teddy Buchanan.
Teddy Buchanan again. One of those guys, he's a football player. Knocked that ball away at the last second. Just making plays. And that's what you want to do as a backup. You want to tell a team that's contention for a Super Bowl berth this year, saying that I belong on the roster in some capacity.
Former Iowa Hawkeye, enjoying a great first summer as a Raven. Puts the Cowboys into a 3rd down and 8. Only the 6th play the Cowboys have had the ball in the opening quarter. Milton with time, fires down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Jalen Cropper. And Malachi Starks, the first-round draft pick, delivering the hit.
Yeah, I mean, Starks was coming. I think he saw the color of that purple jersey coming across.
So LeJontay Wester is deep, awaiting the punt from Brian Anger. If the Ravens contain this punt, does that qualify as anger management? Anger gets it off cleanly. And Wester will have to settle for a fair catch as the Cowboys had excellent coverage on the 47-yard punt. Under 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter. It's the Ravens 5 and the Cowboys nothing on the Ravens Game Day Network. But this is the type of offense John Harbaugh wants to see, and Todd Monken wants to see. A very methodical, time-consuming offense that controls the tempo of the game. Cooper Rush at the helm for John Harbaugh tonight, the former Dallas Cowboy, getting a chance to show exactly why the Ravens signed him in the offseason. We had a really good conversation with Coach Harbaugh about why they zeroed in on Cooper Rush, whose skill set is so different than Lamar's.
Absolutely, but he believes that if Cooper Rush has to go in there, that he can win 2 to 3 games for the Baltimore Ravens as the quarterback for the Ravens.
9-5 as a starter for the Cowboys when he had to step in for Dak Prescott. Not much room for Rashid Ali on first down. Maybe a yard, set up a second down and 9. And that's really all you can ask for from a backup quarterback in the NFL. Now, for older fans, you'll get this reference. There are no Earl Morralls around anymore. Guys who can take a perfect young Miami Dolphins team all the way to the Super Bowl after Bob Greasy gets hurt. Or guys who can fill in for Johnny Unitas after the golden arm gets hurt. There are no backups like that for the most part in the NFL anymore. Ali on second down. Again, not much room as he is squeezed at the 30-yard line. Now the Ravens will face a 3rd and long passing situation coming up. So with your backup quarterback in today's game, you're really hoping that you only need him, as you pointed out, for a game here, a couple of games during the 17-week span, 18-week span. You're hoping you don't need him for an 11-week run.
Absolutely. And 2 quarterbacks that couldn't be different than each other, from Lamar Jackson to Cooper Rush. 2 different type of skill sets, but Coach believes that he can be one of those guys that can win them some football games if he has to.
Right now he wants to win the down on 3rd down and 8. Blitz pressure coming. Rush throws far side. It is picked off at the 40-yard line. Returned down the sideline to the 10, the 5, and in for a touchdown. Andrew Booth with the pick 6 on a ball that was intended for LeJonte Western.
Well, Cooper Rush made up his mind who he was going to throw the ball to. That ball shouldn't have been thrown to the left side. You got to scan the field and find the open receiver. Yes, he was in his break, but that was contested play from the very beginning.
And as you look at John Harbaugh, he's not looking to the heavens. At AT&T, everybody looks up at the gigantic scoreboard that hangs over the middle of the field, hoping to see a replay. He won't get it. The Ravens may have thought there was interference on the play, but that's the natural inclination. We'll take a look after the kick as the Cowboys have their first lead of the game. And Brandon Aubrey on for the extra point attempt. Aubrey punches it through. The Cowboys take a 7-5 lead on the pick 6. All right, Rod, you wear the striped shirt for a moment.
Yeah, Booth he is touching him a little bit, but they're both fighting, kind of, we call chicken fighting at the top of the route. And Booth just makes the play.
All right, I'll be the purist on the rules here. The rule is no contact after 5 yards.
That's what they say.
Well, he's deeper than 5 yards, and Booth has his hands on Western.
He's definitely making contact. And every ref in the league, that's the crazy thing about watching the games, and fans are going to say, it should have been called, it should have been thrown. One ref sees it, that is, he impeded his progress back to the ball. The other ref's going to say, no, there's minimal contact. He still had an opportunity to get back to the ball.
Which is really what the contact comes down to, is if the contact is incidental, then it means there was no impeding the pathway for the receiver to the ball, correct?
Yes.
And that's the call on that play. So it's fun to debate this stuff in August. It becomes a heated debate once September rolls around.
Absolutely.
7-5 Dallas in front with 1:31 left in the opening quarter. First quarter of tonight's broadcast brought to you by the Maryland Problem Gaming Helpline. So it'll be a teaching moment for LeJonte Walker as Dearness Johnson takes the kick inside the 5, crosses the 20, and loses his footing, loses the ball. It looked like the Ravens recovered it.
It looked like
John Harbaugh doesn't care if it's the month of August. He does not want to see the Ravens beat the Ravens. So Tez Walker off to a strong start. 5 grabs in the opening quarter. What have you seen from him tonight?
He's taking advantage of opportunities. That's the very first play of the game. A deep over route, making contested catches, speed out, concentrating on the ball, letting the ball come into his pocket, making the catch first before he turns it up the field.
He has all 5 of the Ravens' receptions so far in this game. So this drive starts at the Ravens' 24. Cooper Rush looking for a make-good after a pick 6. Under pressure, throws incomplete as Dearness Johnson was leveled.
They smelt that one out. That Dallas defense smelt it out.
Shamar James applying the hit. In preseason, regular season, there is a momentum aspect to a game. It was all Ravens. They had the ball 18 plays to Dallas' 3 plays. They had a 5-0 lead. They were in complete control. One play flipped the entire momentum of a game.
And that's what it takes during the preseason and the regular season. Sometimes those one plays can flip the switch on the momentum.
Dallas with -5 offensive yards, but a 2-point lead. Quick toss to Rasheen Ali. And he can't get the edge as he's taken out of bounds after a gain of maybe 1. And the Ravens looking at a 3rd down and 9 coming up.
And the Ravens have been running a lot of short routes. Sometimes you got to stretch the defense to get them to loosen up a little bit. To take one shot deep, maybe it'd be a good idea just to make sure that those secondary guys saying, you know what, they're still going to take some shots down the field on us.
Well, Tez Walker has been the productive target so far. He's split wide to the left. LeJonte Walker split wide to the right. And Dayton Wade in the slot with Charlie Coley. Cowboys rush 4. Pass complete to the 30, and Dayton Wade has got a first down across the 40-yard line as Cooper Rush converts and moves the chains with a 16-yard gain.
And Wade did a great job just running the option route, and Cooper Rush just read the defense, found that open receiver, and delivered the football.
First catch of the preseason for Dayton Wade, a second shot after last year spending time on the practice squad. As we now come down to the end of the first quarter at AT&T Stadium. One quarter in the books where the Ravens trailing the Cowboys 7-5 on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Let's go! Safeway is your headquarters for tailgating. This season, when you're preparing for the next Ravens game, make sure to pick up all your favorite Ravens products, including Coca-Cola and Frank's Red Hot. Stop by your nearest Safeway or have your order delivered right to your doorstep. And don't forget to check out the Tailgaters page at BaltimoreRavens.com for tailgating special offers, contests, and recipes. Safeway, the official supermarket of the Baltimore Ravens.
You're not just a homeowner. You're also a bug in the basement with the frightening number of legs owner. Fortunately, you've got heating and cooling built and tested to keep going. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com and bring home a new American Standard heating and cooling unit, rated the highest in customer satisfaction year after year. Built to a higher standard, American Standard Heating and Cooling and MidAtlanticComfort.com. That's MidAtlanticComfort.com.
Wawa hoagies are a winning pick for game day. Every hoagie is built to order with the ingredients you crave. Choose your favorite, like a toasty cheesesteak, meatball, or Italian. There's a hoagie for every mood and every appetite. Order ahead for pickup or delivery on the Wawa app. Planning for the game? Wawa Catering has you covered. Make your game day a winner with Wawa hoagies, snacks, and drinks. Order ahead at WawaCatering.com. Wawa is the official hoagie of the Baltimore Ravens.
When the Ravens take the field, Baltimore stands united. And just like your favorite team, APG Federal Credit Union is built on trust, teamwork, and hometown pride. Whether you're saving for season tickets or tackling your next big goal, APG Federal Credit Union has your back with great rates, local service, and a game plan for your financial future. Join the team that's proud to cheer for the Ravens and proud to serve you. APG Federal Credit Union, serving Baltimore City and Baltimore, Harford, and Cecil counties. Federally insured by NCUA.
5 picks in the Ravens 2025 draft. We've already seen a nice play from Malachi Starks. Mike Green has been very impressive in preseason. Rob, we haven't seen Emory Jones, the offensive lineman who has yet to practice with a shoulder injury. Teddy Buchanan really starting to flash. And Carson Vincent now in at left tackle. So this rookie class getting some work tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 3 of the first 5 picks on defense. And you get Starks. The history of having great safeties for the Ravens is well known with Ed Reed. And then we know what the edge rushers have been with the Ravens. And I think Mike Green's going to fit in well with that.
Teddy Buchanan certainly stepping up to the size of the stage tonight, showing in this game what we have seen throughout training camp, just the knack for making plays. On first down, Cooper Rush throws off the move. Charlie Kohler on the grab, and Kohler will be taken down at the 45-yard line after a short gain of 3.
Charlie Kohler just reminds me of that old school wide tight end that's going to block. He's going to block you, and then he'll release at the last second for those boot plays like that. Just one of those players that he has that grit to play, especially for the Baltimore Ravens.
And an expanded role this preseason with the injury to Isaiah Likely. Power I formation. Rasheen Ali running off right tackle, and Ali works his way out to midfield with a gain of 5, setting up a third and manageable.
And Cooper Rush just has to make sure as he's dropping back and scanning the field in pass plays that whatever that defense gives him, he's going to take advantage of it.
Ravens 3 of 6 on third down conversions tonight. Tez Walker, who has been a productive target, to the left. Ernest Johnson with all kind of room inside the Cowboys 40, still on his feet down to the 34-yard line. First down, Ravens on a 16-yard run.
Yeah, they did a great job on the left side of the offensive line to cave in the defensive front. And Ernest Johnson, he had an easy run just getting vertical up the field. Yeah, that left side, that whole left side just collapsed the defensive front.
First and 10 Ravens at the Dallas 34. Cooper Rush off the play fake, pocket collapsing. He throws shy of D'Ernest Johnson. Rush had a throw backpedaling. Take a look at rookie Carson Vincent at left tackle. Rod, what do you think?
He has great feet for his size. Just got to make sure if he can get a little, that punch has to be a little stiffer so he can keep the defender away from his body. But he is athletic, he's strong, he's going to get stronger, and he will get better.
The only player from the HBCU taken in this year's draft. The Ravens very high on his future. Cooper Rush throws quickly. Getting it down to the 29-yard line is Dayton Wade on a 5-yard pickup. It's the kind of play you'll see in the regular season with Zay Flowers.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, those little bubble screens, smoke screens.
Injured Dallas Cowboy at the end of that play. So stop and play as the medical team comes out to take a look. Ravens looking at a 3rd and 5, trailing 7-5. Second quarter on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Your dog's birthday, the next license plate you see, your first phone number.
How do you choose your lucky lottery numbers?
How about the current mileage on your car?
Feeling lucky? Play Pick 3, Pick 4, and Pick 5 from the Maryland Lottery. You could win up to $500, $5,000, or even $50,000 on a single dollar bet.
Maybe the cost of that sandwich you ordered for lunch.
Your lucky numbers are out there. How you pick them is up to you. Please play responsibly.
America has an undeniable, unstoppable energy. At Constellation, our energy matches yours. We're generating electricity 24/7 with hydro, wind, solar, and the nation's largest carbon-free nuclear fleet. Enough clean energy to power 15 million homes today, and a commitment to helping you build a brighter tomorrow. Power on, America. Learn more at constellationenergy.com/poweron.
Ravens fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Ravens flock and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Ravens games or to any other live event in Baltimore, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Baltimore Ravens. SeatGeek.
Smiles of spectators between Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers in the month of August, but those smiles will be those of competitors once September 7th rolls around and the regular season begins in Buffalo. There's a special chemistry between those two guys who are just electric playmakers.
Yeah, Zay looked like he got buff. He wasn't that big last year, not unless his shirt is really tight.
He definitely looks like he's fit.
I mean, he looks bigger up top.
The longer you're in the league, the more you know you've got to spend time in the weight room. Cooper Rush on 3rd down and 5 will spread out the offense. 3 receivers to the right. Dallas shows blitz and brings it. Rush throwing far sideline. He's got him. Man, he's got him for a first down inside the 10. Anthony Miller.
So the question is, did he hold on to it?
Charlie Kohler
down to the ground.
No, it was Miller.
No, that ball's going to be incomplete.
They marked it as a completion.
I would think, looking at it, because when he was going down to the ground, the ball hit the ground and came out.
A 25-yard gain. No challenge flag yet, and there it is. Brian Schottenheimer, the rookie head coach for the Cowboys, throws the red challenge flag, and this one will get a second look.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification right here on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Will be reviewed.
Now, he did have 2 feet on the ground, and then he went to the ground, so they can say the ball was fumbled after the fact.
It makes a football move with 2 steps.
Right, so that's the question is, did he do that before the ball hit the ground or after? That's 1, 2, football move, hits the ground, it comes out, and that's the catch. But they said it was a catch on the field, so it has to be video evidence to say otherwise.
I'm going to say they overturn it because the ball, he does not control the ball as he goes to the ground.
That was my belief, yes.
All right, so we're both in the camp that this will get overturned. We'll see. Lance Clark is our referee.
Lance does a lot of curls, doesn't he, in the weight room?
It seems like more and more NFL officials are putting a lot of time in suns out, guns out.
After review, the running the field's first down. Dallas in charge of timeout. They're first and a half.
Wow.
So it was football move over controlling the ball to the ground. So the Ravens will have it first and goal. Ball at the 5-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys, just inside the 5. Ravens have outgained Dallas 165 to minus 5 yards, but they trail by 2 with a baseball score of 7-5. Sometimes it's an inexplicable game. Rasheen Ali will get the carry right side, and he is suffocated right at the line. No gain. Well, come September, the guy who's got the guns out is Derrick Henry, and he'll have the runs out as well. If you're a defensive back and you see that body coming to you, I'm saying right now, you immediately file your retirement papers.
Well, you do that, but you better become a lumberjack and cut him down, or it's not the best thing to hit him high.
Second and goal for the Ravens from the 4. Ali again, and not much room. He'll get it down maybe to the 2.5-yard line. It'll be third and goal from there.
But Derrick Henry had a nice little necklace on him too now, comparable to Lamar had last week. Lamar has it on again. Dan, how much is that? 100 and so? Whew.
12th play of the drive coming up. Third and goal. Power formation. Double tight end set. Power on. Ali, right side, and he won't get there. He is stood up at the 2. It is 4th and goal. All right, we talked about this with John Harbaugh in our production meeting. When do you go for it on 4th down?
He's going for it.
And this is one of those spots. I thought his philosophy was really refreshing in the era of data analytics. And the Ravens are big in data analytics. But John also grew up in football. And he said, you can't just rely on the numbers. You have to have a gut feel. All right, Rod, 3 straight runs. Didn't get the job done. Do you pass it here?
I think you get him out of the pocket and you pass the ball.
Cooper Rush rolls to the right. Looking to the end zone. Under pressure. Throws high. It is caught for a touchdown. Coming down with the touchdown is Keith Kirkwood. His first catch of the preseason. And the former Temple Owl gets the Ravens back in the lead.
Run that bootleg to the right. Get him out of the pocket. Let the receivers find some space. Kirkwood is on the left side, runs all the way across the field, finds the back of the end zone, and Cooper Rush finds his target.
And that was veteran awareness by Kirkwood, a 5-year NFL veteran who has played with the Saints and the Panthers as well as the Ravens. And it gets the Ravens back in front and brings Tyler Loop on for the extra point try. Loop's kick is up and good. And the Ravens lead now 12-7 with under 10 minutes to play in the opening half as Keith Kirkwood gets the Ravens back in the end zone and back in the lead on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Because I know how dynamic you are from the spot. So I want you to be rattling everywhere. Yeah! Then I got my hunters over here hunting.
Hey, see, look. That's why you great. And that's why they say I'm great. Because the hunters gonna miss.
You can get out of that.
I'm gonna get out of that, man.
Two of the greatest ever at their positions sharing the field for a moment as eras collide. And you know what I love about both of those guys? They're both convinced that they would win the head-to-head matchup. Lamar believes he'll beat Ray, and Ray believes he'll beat Lamar.
Well, if Ray had the 2000 defense, yeah, I believe they'll beat Lamar.
Nobody's beating that Ravens 2000 defense. You were a part of it. It has to be one of the three greatest defenses ever?
I believe so.
Cowboys will take the kick across the 30 to the 35. And that time Tyler Loop learned his lesson. He didn't get mixed up in the tackle. He just hung back.
He's learning.
Kicking specialist and senior special teams coach Randy Brown last week after the tackle by Loop was telling him, do not make tackles. Just push the guy out of bounds. Now, injury concern right now is Adisa Isaac, Ravens edge pass rusher, who we have talked about extensively this preseason, is down at the 30-yard line. Now, the medical team is out to take a look. We will step aside as they take a look at Adisa Isaac. 12-7, Ravens lead it on the Ravens Game Day Network.
For 20 years, the Ravens have chosen MedStar Health as their medical team, trusting us to provide winning care on and off the field. We're proud to be the team behind your team for every training camp, every game, and every playoff run, every time. So why do the Ravens and the flock trust MedStar Health? Because after 20 years together, there's nothing we can't tackle. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
It's finally football season, Ravens fans, and that means it's fall pest season too. Do me a favor, connect with the official pest control sponsor of the Baltimore Ravens, PMSI, for all your pest control needs. PMSI's tenured technicians are trained at removing and preventing all pests, including termites, bed bugs, mice, mosquitoes, wildlife, and more. Visit mypmsi.com or call 410-496-4154 to intercept those pests. PMSI, the official pest control official partner of the Baltimore Ravens.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I'm Josh Spiegel from The Morning Show.
And I'm attorney Randolph Rice with Rice Law.
Randolph, what's the best advice if someone's hurt in a car accident?
Best advice? Call Rice.
What if they're hurt in a motorcycle crash?
Best advice? Call Rice.
Bitten by your neighbor's chihuahua named Butch?
Best advice? Call Rice.
So if you're hurt in Maryland, it sounds like the best advice is call Rice.
That's right, Josh. When results matter, so does your lawyer.
So get the right lawyer right now.
Rice Law. Visit ricelawmd.com for help today.
The home of the Ravens. WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
In that divisional opponent, those are 4 tough games, but the Ravens have a really good football team. They're one of the best teams in the National Football League for a reason.
And that month will start to shape this season for John Harbaugh. The good news is he saw Adisa Isaac walk off the field under his own power as the Cowboys now start the drive. They're 36, Miles Sanders in the backfield. Carry it on first down, cutting along the hash mark, and he won't get far. As Sanusi Kane comes down from the safety position to help make the stop along with Mike Green.
And I don't know if I've seen this, even in the preseason, going into this drive, they were -5 in total yards. This is the National Football League, and the defense for the Ravens have played solid football throughout this first quarter and a half.
The pick 6, the only points for the Cowboys in this game. Second down. This time the run game nets enough for a first down as Miles Sanders took advantage of a nice hole. And the Cowboys will have a first down at their 46-yard line after an 8-yard run. That's big CJ Okoye on your screen right now. What a storyline he has been. A native of Nigeria. He joined the Chargers through the International Player Pathway Program in 2023. Spent the last 2 years on the Chargers practice squad. Ravens brought him in the springtime as a developmental player. And John Harbaugh says he keeps developing every single day to the point where he's under consideration for a roster spot.
He's a big physical athlete. And anytime you're looking for run stoppers, you're looking for guys like that who have that body type, who can get vertical, who's going to be athletic, but keep improving each week.
And the stop in action right now is we're waiting to see if we get a digital measurement, the virtual measurement for the first down. It would be the first time we've seen it. And here comes the measurement. The virtual measurement will show us whether or not the Cowboys have a first down, and they do. It takes the element of human error and guesswork out of it. And it is a digital down for the Dallas Cowboys as they get a first down. Back to CJ Okoye. He was a basketball player in Nigeria who happened to go to a football camp that was sponsored by O.C. Umenyiora. And it completely changed the direction of his life. So the first Dallas first down this game. On the toss, Miles Sanders picks his way along the sideline and gets into Ravens territory. Ravens had a shot at a loss of yards, but Miles Sanders extends the play and picks up positive yards.
Okay, how big was he at the basketball camp? That's what I'm curious. Because he is massive.
He's 6'6", 315. So he was big enough to scare everybody, I would think. Miles Sanders, less productive on that run. Set up a third down and 1 for Dallas with just a shade more than 8 minutes left. CJ Okoye is just a gigantic body, and his pathway to the NFL is just among the most unusual you will ever come across. After playing basketball, he goes to Humaniores camp. He plays so well there. He's invited to the NFL Africa camp. From there, the NFL International Combine. From there, the Chargers. And now the Ravens. Joe Milton's pass incomplete as he led his target too far. Take a look, Rod, as we put a little ISO on C.J. Okoye. Tell us what you see.
I mean, Okoye, big, physical. Look how strong he is. Look how he's pushing him back. I mean, this is another grown man that he's pushing him back like he's a lot smaller, and he's still learning how to play the game.
But he clearly knows how to use his strength. It is 4th down and 1 for Dallas. Joe Milton under center. They'll give it to Sanders, and Sanders is hit, and the Ravens think they stopped him.
I think that one's short.
Zach Orr believes his defense got the job done as Mike Green came crashing down on the edge. What a great job of Green setting the edge and then coming inside to make the tackle.
Timeout for virtual measurement.
All right, our second look at the virtual measurement. It's interesting. They part everybody from the ball now. It's a completely different feel as the first down, as they use the technology to get a bead on where the ball is placed relative to the first down line.
That's close.
These will be dramatic moments in the regular season as everybody awaits the outcome of the virtual measurement. It's unlike the old days when you'd see the chains come across the field. Now it is all done digitally. As they use some pretty high-tech tools to place the ball relative to the first down line. You see the first down marker behind Zach Orr. They still have the chain gangs.
Right.
Those are used in two different ways. One is a backup to the virtual system, but the other is to give players on the field a target to shoot for, to understand where the first down would be.
That's really close.
To the naked eye, it looks shy, but again, the sticks you see on the sidelines are just guesstimates now. They're no longer the official first down markings.
We thought that would be a little bit quicker.
It's a new system. It is preseason, so now is the time to get the bugs out. I'm all in favor of just trying to get the bugs out of the new system, because we all know from experience in the regular season
they stopped them.
The Ravens believe they have stopped them, and here is the proof. Oh, it's short by 1 foot and 3 inches.
Well, they give you the measurement.
They'll get you down to the angstrom, which I believe is the smallest measurement in science. An angstrom. How big is an angstrom? So the Ravens, with a 4th down stop of the Cowboys, will take possession with 7.5 minutes left in the half, working with a 5-point lead. And they have the ball at their own 45-yard line. Cooper Rush remains at quarterback. Ernest Johnson in the backfield. Rush off the play fake. Throws complete. Tez Walker makes the grab just shy of the Dallas 40-yard line. And that is good for a first down and a 15-yard gain.
Yeah, play action pass. They were in pair slot. I mean, 2 receivers on one side, 2 tight ends on the other. And Dez just gets on the toes of the corner, makes him get vertical. And once he gets vertical, he stops.
And that is 6 catches for Tez Walker. Ernest Johnson, slamming off the right side of the line, will push the ball inside the 40. They'll get 3 on the play. Offensive coordinator Todd Monken would love to see the kind of drive here that consumes clock, builds momentum, and adds to the lead. In a game where the Ravens have completely dominated the Cowboys, except for one critical mistake, a Cooper Rush pick 6. Rush on 2nd down and 7. Quick toss, complete to Ali out of the backfield. He'll pick up the first down as he is shouldered out of bounds at the 26-yard line. We head down to the field. Evan Washburn standing by with Ravens linebacker Roquan Smith.
Jerry, thanks. Yeah, here with Roquan. First of all, I got to get your thoughts on the way your defense is playing to start this game. 14 total yards allowed, a safety, turnover on downs. What stood out to you?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. The way these guys are playing, the same way these guys practice, man. And just like looking at them, happy to see these guys' hard work paying off. So they're just getting started, though.
I know you're being held out for a reason, but when you're seeing a defense make plays, do you have that itch to maybe hit the locker room, throw some pads on, and get back out there?
Yeah, you definitely have that itch sometimes, but it'll be Sunday Night Football before I know it. So just preparing myself and each and every guy that are not playing the game, preparing themselves for when that moment do come, that we know we'll be ready.
Give us a sense of what's building with this defense. Year 2 with Zach Orr calling it.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach, got a tremendous amount of respect for him, just the way he is as a person. Adversity don't bother him, and just the group of men that we have in here as well, man, and the way we're grinding day in and day out, and just our bond with each other. I'm very excited for us.
Time is flying by, Roquan. It's year 8 for you. At this point in your career, what's some of the focus you have, whether it's off-season, those tough days in training camp as you build towards this year?
Absolutely. First and foremost, just soaking it all up, soaking up each and every moment, and just knowing how great of an honor it is to be playing in the National Football League and just being able to do what I do. And I think about that, and then just think about the game and the respect that I have for it and that each and every individual have, and just give it everything I have while I have it.
Best thing you did this offseason that wasn't football related?
I would say maybe going down to Australia. It was pretty unique.
Wow.
Yeah.
What stood out about the time down under?
Yeah, no, it was just awesome. The people was amazing. Met some awesome guys over there. Ate really good food. Did hiking, Great Ocean Road, seen the 12 Apostles and things of that nature. So it was pretty sweet.
Worldly man, last one for you. Because there are so many guys sitting out of this game, I'm struck by the amount of sunflower seeds consumed during a preseason game. Do you have an estimate as to how many bags of sunflower seeds are finished over the course of 4 quarters?
Oh, yeah, and especially they're down by the D linemen, so good luck, at least 10, but that's why they're the jumbo size.
No doubt. Roquan, always great to see you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Roquan Smith already having his eye on that September 7th game, Sunday Night Football in Buffalo to open the regular season. Cooper Rush on 2nd and long with a quick toss. Anthony Miller on the grab, a pickup of 4. And the Ravens will be looking at 3rd down coming up here with 4.5 minutes remaining in the opening half. We have not seen Keaton Mitchell in the game. We won't see Keaton Mitchell in the game tonight. Mitchell didn't practice this last week.
See, all these guys spit out their sunflower. The outside shell. We used to eat the whole thing.
That was a different era. When football was played in black and white. Leather helmets, and we ate seeds. Cooper Rush's pass is broken up at the 20-yard line. He was looking for LeJonte Wester, and Troy Pride had excellent coverage for the Cowboys. So this is going to be a long kick for the rookie. Tyler Loop, as much as you want to see the Ravens get in the end zone, it's important to see Tyler Loop get as many kicks as possible here as well.
Yeah, I mean, getting comfortable kicking in a hostile environment is going to be important for him.
A 51-yarder coming up for Tyler Loop from the left hash mark. Nick Moore will have the snap. Jordan Stout in the hold. Tyler Loop, who hit from 52 a week ago. The rookie from 51 yards. It has the distance. It is right down the middle and good. Tyler Loop. A 51-yard field goal with plenty of room to spare, and he extends the Ravens' lead to 15-7. The native of Lucas, Texas. Watch the body language after the kick.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
High-fiving. I wonder how many tickets he had to get.
We saw him on the sideline with his family. It looked like he had quite the posse with him, as you would expect. Rookie year. You're playing 30 miles from the town where you grew up. A town of about 8,000 people. Just a small Texas town. And now he is in the big NFL spotlight. Here's Lucas with his family pregame.
That is an awesome feeling. When you're coming from a small town, you get to make it in the National Football League, and you get to come back to your home environment, and they get to come out and see you.
You can see the family had a theme. Luke, there it is.
I like that. I like it.
That is a creative family. They may have just come up with the meme for the season. Luke's kickoff will be taken inside the 10. Brought across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Jalen Cropper with the return. As we take a closer look at Tyler Loop, the 6th-round draft pick out of Arizona. Grew up again, as we said, in Lucas, Texas, 31 miles away from this stadium. He was the most accurate field goal kicker in Arizona history, and he now replaces the most accurate field goal kicker in NFL history. So Loop understands it's not just about leg strength, it's about leg accuracy.
They need a patent. Loop, there it is.
Loop, there it is. Cowboys trying to get something going on offense. Short completion. As Teddy Buchanan makes the stop on John Stevens. Well, I love what we've seen from Teddy Buchanan in this game, Rod.
He's a football player. I mean, he's one of those guys that is going to go out there and make plays for you. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Just has great natural instincts. Under 3.5 minutes to play. And a pass that sails high from Joe Milton. The Cowboys will be looking at a second down.
And TJ Tampa has had a solid game, making it tough for the receivers to get open.
TJ Tampa is intriguing to John Harbaugh because he's such a big corner. He's got such length, good speed. We've seen him a lot in the preseason. On 2nd and 10. Inside handoff to Deuce Vaughn. He'll get it out close to the 45-yard line. It'll set up a 3rd down and 3 for Dallas.
Yeah, you look at the roster for the Ravens on offense and defense. It's going to be really tough when these coaches come down to after next week to make those roster cuts.
One area where you just cannot have enough talent is the secondary. The Ravens lost 2 of their 6th-round draft picks, both corners, in Longerbeam and Kone a week ago. Milton flushed from the pocket, trying to extend the play, in trouble as he heaves it down the sideline and out of bounds. Great pursuit along the front line of the Ravens defense, and Teddy Buchanan in the mix, along with Aeneas Peebles. So you look at this cornerback group, Rod. This is your old position. Take us through what this group brings to the Ravens.
I mean, you have to love the depth that they have. With Marlon, we know he's a Pro Bowler. Nate Wiggins, I think Nate is going to be a really good corner in the National Football League. Alexander coming over from Green Bay, he brings so much experience, and same thing with Awuzie. And I think Tampa is coming into his own this year because it's been last year he's a rookie. He's coming into his own. He's getting a better feel for what he should and shouldn't do.
Brian Anger will punt. LeJante Wester with the fair catch at the 16-yard line. Those are the corners. Let's go to the back end of the defense and the safeties. Another position you're familiar with, Rod, and another impressive group, especially in the starting group.
Yeah, I mean, we know what Kyle Hamilton has, and we know what Starks is going to be. The question is, can they get to... Remember, Darius Washington was that guy, and he hurt his Achilles, so he's out. So Sanusi Kane, can he be that third safety they like to use, which they used quite a bit last year? Or is it going to be Braid? Which one of those guys is going to step up and be that third safety on a consistent basis for the Ravens defense?
Kane, the former Purdue Boilermaker. Braid, the former Maryland Terp. As Cooper Rush continues here at quarterback in the final 2.5 minutes of the opening half. His pass is complete. And running free for the first down is Dayton Wade. With his second catch of the opening half, he'll get a 13-yard gain and a Ravens first down as they get a little bit of a 2-minute drill following the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play, opening half at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. John Harbaugh's Ravens in front, 15-7 on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Football is back. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Ravens scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. Starting August 22nd, you'll have a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000. Season tickets for 20 years or a trip or two to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Ravens scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
Ravens fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Ravens flock and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Ravens games or to any other live event in Baltimore, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Baltimore Ravens. SeatGeek.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Documents of departure has been...
NFL Plus.
Unfortunately, our flight has been delayed another hour.
NFL Plus. Keep the NFL in reach.
MVP!
15-7. Ravens in front of the Cowboys. 2 minutes to play in the opening half here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. This season, for every Ravens touchdown, Baltimore area Toyota dealers donate $500 to Kennedy Krieger. The Keith Kirkwood touchdown means another $500 for Kennedy Krieger from Toyota. A lopsided first half in the Ravens' favor. They have outgained the Cowboys 209 yards to 32 yards. I mean, that is a defensive effort when you hold an opponent to 32 yards. I don't care who's playing.
No, I mean, this is a National Football League, and you held the offense to 32 yards so far in the first half.
Ravens are looking to add more here in the final 2 minutes. Pass complete to Charlie Kohler. Taken down in bounds at the 37-yard line. They'll get 8 on the play. All right, you work on a lot of different things in training camp. One of them is the 2-minute drill, so this is a great opportunity for young Ravens players to see how well they execute. Cooper Rush gets the ball away, and it is intercepted at the 40-yard line. Rashid Ali was the target. Looks like the ball went right through his hands, and Cooper Rush can't believe it. A second interception.
No, that is not Cooper Rush's fault. He threw that ball right in between the mitts of Ali. He just has to bring the ball down.
Right through his hands, and it is picked off by Keeman Hall. And now Dallas with a chance to put points up on the board as we close out the first half.
Yeah, Ali just looked like he was losing his footing, and he was falling forward as he was trying to catch the pass. Ball goes right through it for the interception.
Cooper Rush, the former Dallas Cowboy, with his second interception, the second one not his fault. Joe Milton now gets a shot with the ball. Plenty of time. He'll take a shot to the end zone. Ravens have a chance for a pick, and they come up with the ball. Ruben Lowry with the end zone interception. So the offense giveth, and the defense taketh away.
I mean, that was just great vision by he is right here. He's just going back to the middle of the field. He's just reading the quarterback. That's probably one of the easiest interceptions he's ever going to have in his career. Because you just got to catch the ones that come your way.
And nothing exotic about Zach Orr's defense. That's just single high safety.
That's a single high safety, and he just goes back, reads the quarterback. Quarterback just doesn't see the safety going over.
Well, Zach Orr has to be delighted with the effort of his young players here in the opening half. They've held Dallas to 32 yards, and now they get an end zone pick. The Ravens go to the ground game as Ernest Johnson will pick up 3 yards on the play. And considering what the Ravens have done to the Cowboys offense, you have to think Brian Schottenheimer is not going to use any timeouts to try to slow down the end of this half.
No, I think the Ravens are content going in 15-7 at halftime.
Ruben Lowry, who's a young guy who, because of injuries to the 6th-round picks, has had to play corner, slot, and safety in training camp. And he's making a name for himself. Cooper Rush throws complete. Charlie Kohler across the 30. And the Ravens will take a timeout. There are a lot of young guys that come into this league who don't come in with all of the accolades and the scouting reports. The Ravens take their timeout. Ruben Lowry was one of them. Played his college ball at Chattanooga. One thing you can tell about this kid is he is intelligent. He had a 4.0 grade point average at Chattanooga, and he earned his degree in mechanical engineering. You don't hear that all that often from guys who make it to the NFL. 4.0 mechanical engineering.
That is true. And the more you can do in the National Football League, the longer you're going to stay around. And if you can play corner, safety, nickel, whatever it might be, and understand where you belong inside of that defense, that's valuable to a coordinator and to a team.
John Harbaugh's looking for a third safety. Who knows? Maybe Ruben Lowry plays his way into that conversation. 43 seconds left in the opening half. Cooper Rush with the ball at the Ravens 32. Cowboys bring blitz pressure. Rush throws complete. Along the near side, Dayton Wade alertly scampering out of bounds, stopping the clock with 39 seconds remaining on an 11-yard gain that moves the chains.
Heads-up play by Wade, getting the ball vertical and getting out of bounds.
Try to at least get into field goal range. One more time for Tyler Luke. Cooper Rush with good protection going deep. He's looking for Tez Walker, but Walker was well covered on the play. Check that LeJante Wester, well covered on the play as Tyler Luke warms up. Luke hit from 52 in week 1. He hit from 51 here in week 2. We were watching him pregame. He hit from as far as 65 in pregame. He has crazy leg strength. But this is not a job that's just about how far you can kick the ball. It's not punt, pass, and kick. It's can you consistently put it through the uprights.
Absolutely.
Second down and 10 for the Ravens with 31 seconds left in the half. Cooper Rush, quick release. That's complete out of the backfield. Ernest Johnson spins his way to midfield. And the Ravens will take another timeout. That leaves them with one timeout. 22 seconds left in the half. This is the exact type of a situation that is pivotal in the regular season.
Yeah, this is a great exercise for the offense. Getting in two-minute situations. The first one, obviously, when it had an interception, but having this opportunity to march down the field and to get those plays in so you can come back during the week and correct them.
And from here, you're typically targeting the 35-yard line of the opponent to give your kicker what would be a 53-yard field goal attempt. But with Tyler Luke, if you can get the ball to the 40-yard line, you're going to trot him out there most likely, because you want to give him as much road experience as possible and as much pressure experience as possible. Cooper Rush will spread it out. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Dallas with 2 deep safeties. See if the Cowboys bring the blitz. They do not. Rush, pocket collapsing. He escapes. Slings it near side. Complete down to the 29-yard line as Anthony Miller tumbles out of bounds and stops the clock after a 22-yard gain.
They still got the clock running.
Don't know why they did not stop the clock.
I don't know if they think this is... I don't know if they thought it's college football.
He wasn't touched.
Yeah, he was not touched.
So there's no reason that they didn't stop the clock. John Harbaugh is even signaling to referee Land Clark, why was the clock not stopped? The clock has run down to 0. The officials are huddling.
I mean, it wasn't... I don't know why they didn't stop the clock.
There is no charge timeout to Baltimore. The ruling on the field was out of bounds, but the clock will be stopped.
So that's a limited explanation. I believe what Land Clark meant was the ruling on the field was completion, and the receiver got out of bounds to stop the clock, which is what they've done. They have adjusted the clock, and they put it back to 16 seconds. So now the Ravens have 1st and 10. Ball just inside just at the Dallas 29-yard line. Rush to throw, slings it near side, and it is complete. Anthony Miller makes the tackle, and he's taken down at the 25-yard line. And now John Harbaugh will take a timeout. Stop the clock with 9 seconds.
Now, Cooper Rush did a great job in that previous play to getting out of the pocket, finding the open receiver, throwing it on target to Miller, and Miller finding his way out of bounds.
So Cooper Rush gets the Ravens back in scoring range. It'll be a 42-yard try for Tyler Luth on his homecoming day in his first road preseason game in the NFL. He hit from 51. This is long. This will be a 42, his 3rd field goal attempt of the evening from the left hash mark. The rookie from Lucas, Texas is up and right down the middle and good.
There it is.
Luke, there it is.
Oh, they got to be on it. It has to be on a T-shirt.
Very confident young Texas native having himself a big night back home.
If the family can hear me, they need to patent that and put it on T-shirts.
Well, what a night for the Luke family. First, they see Tyler make it to the NFL. One of the relatives has their sign upside down, but that's okay. It's preseason for all of us, even family members. And now they get to see Tyler Luke. 3 for 3 in the opening half. A 51-yarder. And while the family gets to enjoy this at a level of almost euphoria, John Harbaugh and Chris Horton, the special teams coordinator, get a level of relief as they keep watching this kid pass test after test, and the trust grows in Tyler Luke. Look, the challenges will be exponential from here, but he continues to pass each test each week.
He has a leg strength, and normally when you get out here in regular season games, it's about the confidence that you have in making each kick.
That time Luke kicks it a little too far, and it'll be taken for a touchback with a return to the 35-yard line. But that's not the end of the world with only 5 seconds left in the half. What a half for the Ravens. They outgained Dallas 273 yards to 32.
That doesn't even sound right.
Neither does 18-7. When you start a game with a safety, you're going to have an odd score. It's inevitable. A safety, 3 field goals, and a touchdown. And the Cowboys will have one last play. They'll just take a knee and take off for the locker room. It is halftime in Texas as the Ravens put together a very impressive first half against the Cowboys. Tyler Luke with 3 field goals. The defense coming up with a safety to start the game. And Keith Kirkwood with a touchdown. It's Loop There It Is night in Arlington. A big night for a lot of young rookie free agents. And Keon Martin, as the Ravens now look to finish this one off in Texas. They lead at 18-7 at the break on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
America has an undeniable, unstoppable energy. At Constellation, our energy matches yours. We're generating electricity 24/7 with hydro, wind, solar, and the nation's largest carbon-free nuclear fleet. Enough clean energy to power 15 million homes today, and a commitment to helping you build a brighter tomorrow. Power on, America. Learn more at constellationenergy.com/poweron.
At DraftKings, we're all about responsible gaming. Sometimes you got to know when to hold up. There are no locks or sure things, so know when to fold up. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org.
Time for the halftime report. This is the Ravens Game Day Network.
It started right away with action. The Ravens got a safety on the Cowboys, and they continued to roll here. 18-7, the Ravens ahead of the Cowboys as we at the midway point of preseason game number 2. Nick Testoni here on the halftime report. Ravens have been rolling offensively. You have 2 turnovers, 2 Cooper Rush interceptions. You could debate if the first one was his fault. Certainly the second one was not his fault. He has thrown for 198 yards on 30 attempts in the first half. How about changing the fortune last week? Only 4 passing attempts, 20 of 30 for a $198, a touchdown, and 2 picks. The Ravens have accrued 273 total yards of offense, while the Dallas Cowboys, they have their 1 lone touchdown from a pick 6. Offensively dreadful. 0 for 4 on third down, only 31 total yards, and Joe Milton just 2 of 8 for 14 yards. Miles Sanders has 7 carries for 15 yards. Nobody else has more than 6. We'll come back with the highlights from the first half here on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Coming up, the Maryland Lottery play of the first half. a recap of the first half on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Yeah, let's get to the highlights of the first half as the Ravens are ahead of the Dallas Cowboys 18-7. Ravens got the football first, and they got Tez Walker involved early, a 17-yard reception, but eventually Baltimore would punt the ball away to Dallas. And on the defensive side of the ball, it was the defense making the first splash. Dallas pinned back inside their own territory, and it's Keon Martin, after he gets a tackle for a loss of Miles Sanders, drops him for loss of 5. He then comes up with the biggest defensive play to start.
3rd and 13 for Joe Milton. He'll throw out of the end zone. Blitz pressure coming. He is sacked for the safety as Keon Martin comes on the safety blitz and puts Milton on his back.
Yeah, 2-0 Baltimore. Keon Martin gets the safety of the quarterback, Milton of Dallas. So 2-0. Baltimore gets the ball back, of course, after the free kick is put away. And then the Ravens just proceed to eat a ton of clock. 7.5 minutes, 15 plays, 62 yards. Eventually, they work it down inside where Tyler Loop can settle in for just a little under 30 yards.
Tyler Loop from 29. And he puts it right down the middle and good.
Yeah, and that would lead to a 5-0 lead for Baltimore. On the ensuing Dallas drive, they go 3 and out. Nothing working. Malachi Starks with a huge pass breakup over the middle. Corner got beat a little bit, but Starks laid the hit stick, and so it's incomplete. It's punted back to Baltimore, and just a couple plays later, Dallas would get on the board and take their first lead of the night.
Blitz pressure coming. Rush throws far side. It is picked off at the 40-yard line. Returned down the sideline to the 10, the 5, and in for a touchdown. Andrew Booth with the pick 6 on a ball that was intended for LeJontay Western.
Yeah, there's Dallas's only point of the half. It was a pick 6, and although Dallas had no offensive production, which continued the rest of the half, they had a lead. It was at that point 7-5. Ravens get the football back, and they would take it through the first quarter. There was a huge 3rd and 8 conversion. Dayton Wade, 16-yard reception. Ravens kept on moving the football down. Eventually, it gets to 4th and 1 after a huge catch by Anthony Miller that set the Ravens up with 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. It's now 4th and goal from the 1, and they decide to keep the offense out there. Cooper Rush leading the way, and a huge conversion for the Ravens.
Cooper Rush rolls to the right. Looking to the end zone, under pressure, throws high, it is caught for a touchdown. Coming down with the touchdown is Keith Kirkwood, his first catch of the preseason. And the former Temple Owl gets the Ravens back in the lead.
Yeah, and that Keith Kirkwood touchdown reception is the play of the half, brought to you by Maryland Lottery. Ravens go back up this time 12-7. They would get a 4th down stop, and then they would get the football back and get right over into Dallas territory and set up a long field goal attempt for the Texas native Tyler Loop.
Tyler Loop, who hit from 52 a week ago. The rookie from 51 yards. It has the distance. It is right down the middle and good.
Yeah, so add on to the lead. Now Baltimore leading 15-7 in the second quarter. And then you get a little bit of some messy play going into the half. It's back again. Cooper Rush trying to lead a 2-minute drill for his offense. And what ends up happening is he looks to check it down to Rasheen Ali, to the running back who just ran out an option route and sat down in the zone. And unfortunately, the stat of an interception goes to Rush, but probably not his fault.
Cooper Rush gets the ball away, and it is intercepted at the 40-yard line. Rasheen Ali was the target. Looks like the ball went right through his hands, and Cooper Rush can't believe it. A second interception.
Yeah, 3rd interception already in the preseason. That one certainly not his fault. So Dallas gets the ball back. They have another chance to make a play. Well, just one play later, they go for a home run shot, and the Ravens take it right back. Ruben Lowry.
Joe Milton now gets a shot with the ball. Plenty of time. He'll take a shot to the end zone. Ravens have a chance for a pick, and they come up with the ball. Ruben Lowry with the end zone interception. So the offense giveth and the defense taketh away.
Yeah, Lowry was the single high safety. He just saw the go route on the left side of the field. He does a great job, really never in question, as he is able to beat the wide receiver to the spot, and an easy interception. That leads to the Ravens' final possession of the first half, where they're able to work the way all the way down the field, use their timeouts well, and Tyler Loop once again.
From the left hash mark. The rookie from Lucas, Texas is up and right down the middle and good.
Yeah, perfect first half for Tyler Loop, and that's what gave the Ravens an 18-7 lead into the break. Expect to see a lot of Devin Leary here in the second half. I think Cooper Rush, after 30 pass attempts, certainly got his money's worth here in the first half. A lot of Devin Leary. The Ravens did run the football pretty well in the first half. Dearness Johnson was averaging 6 yards a carry. Not as great for Rasheen Ali, especially with the drop, but 2.8 yards per carry, 39 yards on the ground. On the other side, the Cowboys just cannot get anything going offensively. 14 total passing yards. They have just 20 total rushing yards. Their defense has been on the field at a lot. The Ravens have just ran a ton more plays. 6 of 11 on third down. Dallas 0 for 4. Second half action's coming up next on Ravens Game Day Network.
The second half kick is straight ahead on the Ravens Game Day Network.
For 20 years, the Ravens have chosen MedStar Health as their medical team, trusting us to provide winning care on and off the field. We're proud to be the team behind your team for every training camp, every game, and every playoff run, every time. So why do the Ravens and the flock trust MedStar Health? Because after 20 years together, there's nothing we can't tackle. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Let's go!
Safeway is your headquarters for tailgating. This season, when you're preparing for the next Ravens game, make sure to pick up all your favorite Ravens products, including Coca-Cola and Frank's Red Hot. Stop by your nearest Safeway or have your order delivered right to your doorstep. And don't forget to check out the Tailgaters page at BaltimoreRavens.com for tailgating special offers, contests, and recipes. Safeway, the official supermarket of the Baltimore Ravens.
It's finally football season, Ravens fans, and that means it's fall pest season too. Do me a favor, connect with the official pest control sponsor of the Baltimore Ravens, PMSI, for all your pest control needs. PMSI's tenured technicians are trained at removing and preventing all pests, including termites, bedbugs, mice, mosquitoes, wildlife, and more. Visit mypmsi.com or call 410-496-4154 to intercept those pests. PMSI, the official pest control partner of the Baltimore Ravens.
Third quarter, brought to you by Safeway.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification right here on the Ravens Game Day Network.
And it will trickle out of bounds. He was trying to pooch it inside the 10-yard line, and instead the Cowboys will have the ball at the 40-yard line as Tyler Loop has a learning curve. You knew what he was trying to do there, and look, preseason is the exact place to experiment with it. You understand his frustration because it didn't work. But he has such a strong leg, you don't just want to let him swing because it's going to go into the end zone. That's a touchback to the 35. So you can tell from that kick they've been working on some different techniques to try to knuckle the ball down in there, drop it into different areas. That time it didn't work, but that's what preseason's for.
It is for to get the kinks out.
Joe Milton remains at quarterback for Dallas. And the ground game will go nowhere for the Cowboys. To start the drive as Deuce Vaughn was stopped after a short gain of about 2.
Yeah, this defense has played at a high level throughout this whole game, making it difficult for the Cowboys offense to get moving in any direction.
Second round pick Mike Green on the right edge. Joe Milton's pass is complete for a short gain, and Mike Green tracks it down along with Marquise Robinson. And that puts the Cowboys into a third down and about 4.
Robinson did a great job of tackling in space like most really good defense can do.
Mike Green led the NCAA with 17 sacks a year ago. He's a high motor player. And on third down, Joe Milton being chased by Mike Green, flushed out of the pocket, slings it incomplete. Good coverage by Sanusi Kane. And the punt team coming on for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Mike Green's coming off that right side. They're doing like a half little rollout. And He's putting that pressure on the quarterback.
Hey, Rod, memo to offensive coordinators, you're going to need more than a running back to slow down Mike Green. He just showed running back is not going to get the job done against his rush abilities.
Anytime you see a running back versus a linebacker in a rush, the linebacker should win.
Should, but not always.
Not always. But as a defensive coordinator, you say if the running back is going to block my linebacker, we should be winning that down.
Jante Wester will step under the punt, gets out of the way with a fake. And it'll be a touchback. LeJonte Wester did such a great job with the fake. He was knocked off his feet. Ravens will have the ball when we come back, leading 18-7 on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Third quarter, brought to you by Safeway.
Second-year player will take over for Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush finishes his night's work here in Dallas, 20 of 30 for 198 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Devin Leary, a first-year player out of Kentucky on the Ravens draft board a year ago, a 6th-round pick. He grew up in South Jersey, in Sicklerville, not far from where Joe Flacco grew up. What are the odds the Ravens have 2 quarterbacks in their history that grew up like 10 minutes apart from each other?
That is rare.
That is very rare. Even more rare if they win a Super Bowl with Devin Leary. That would be really rare.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Hey, if he's on the field, there's always a chance. Preseason is the time for optimism, especially for guys like Devin Leary. He had a rough first go a week ago in the preseason opener, 3 of 12 for 43 yards and 1 interception. He had 2 interceptions in his final preseason game a year ago. So this is a young guy who really wants to make a mark, if not obviously on the Ravens roster this year with Lamar Jackson and Cooper Rush ahead of him. But there are 31 other teams who could be looking for backup help. On first down, Leary on the rollout. Off the play fake, under pressure, drops the ball, and he'll have to run. That'll slide down, and that should be a flag. He took a huge hit.
Came in late.
In the regular season, the coaches are coming off the bench because he slid, and as soon as he slides, the play's dead. Take a look, Rod.
Yeah, he almost got the ball knocked out, but then he goes down, and as soon as he goes down, his ball's dead. That was a late hit.
Perry and Winfrey came in headhunting.
I mean, the ball almost gets knocked out, but he's down, and his knee hit him in the head.
It's second down and 8. Leary will hand it off to Rasheen Ali, and Ali powers his way out to the 28-yard line. It'll be third down and 2.
I like the no huddle.
Change up the tempo. It was to Ali, sidesteps a tackler at the point of attack, but he is not going to get the first down. Now the punt team will come on for the Ravens. A disappointing end to the first drive for Devin Leary. Look, as a Ravens fan, you watch these preseason games, the answer is yes. All of these players know the reality. If you're a backup quarterback and you're on the same team with Lamar Jackson, you know you're not fighting for a starting job. But the mindset of young players is find a way on either the roster or the practice squad to stay in play because you don't know what the future holds. You do know if you don't make it, the future holds a different career. Flag is down after the Jordan Stout punt. And it is returned for 5 yards by Donovan Wilson after a 55-yard punt from Jordan Stout. Big smile for Jordan Stout and Malik Cunningham after another nice booming kick by the Ravens punter. Obviously going against the Ravens if they're having the conference with Brian Schottenheimer.
Holding. Kicking team number 41. A 10-yard penalty will be added into the play. First down, Dallas.
And I believe that's the largest gain for the offense tonight. A 10-yard penalty. 18-7, Ravens lead in third quarter on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo, the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Download the Club Citgo app today. Ravens fans, visit BaltimoreRavens.com to enter for a chance to become the Southwest Airlines captain of the game. You could win tickets to a 2025 Ravens home game, custom jersey, Southwest Airlines Rapid Rewards bonus points, and much more. Looking for a smarter way to do your banking? At APG Federal Credit Union, you're the MVP. We're not for profit, so you get lower fees, better rates, and a team that puts you first. No fine print, just hometown service with real heart. So while the Ravens crush it on the field, you can crush your financial goals. Visit apgfcu.com and become a member today. That's apgfcu.com. Serving Baltimore City and Baltimore, Harford, and Cecil counties. Federally insured by NCUA.
Toyota's national sales event is happening right now. So stop by your local dealer to check out Toyota's incredible lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs. From the roomy RAV4 and Grand Highlander to the rough and rugged Tacoma, all packed with comfort, tech, and cargo space. Or test drive a sleek and sporty Camry or Corolla, designed for amazing style and great MPGs. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Hurry, offers end September 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
Planning a move? Von Paris Moving and Storage will handle all the details. Whether your move is within the state of Maryland, across the country, or overseas, Von Paris can customize their services to meet your needs and budget. Their relocation experts will provide a free no-obligation estimate and answer any questions or concerns about your upcoming household or office moving requirements. Call Von Paris Moving and Storage today at 410-888-8500 or visit vonparis.com. Von Paris, always going the extra mile since 1892. Proud to be the official mover of the Baltimore Ravens.
Third quarter, brought to you by Safeway.
Ravens. What have you liked about specifically the offensive line to start this game?
Yeah, I mean, we got a good young group of guys that love to compete. They're playing their butts off today. And, preseason, that's all you can ask for. Your attitude and effort, things you can control. And we got a lot of young guys that can do that so far.
When you look at the offensive line, a lot of continuity, but some spots that need to be filled after some guys moving on in the offseason. How's the group come together?
Great. It's been a good and productive camp so far. There's been a few weeks where the heat's been challenging, so we've worked through that. And it's this time the continuity, time to get the reps together and prove. So, we're ready for week one.
We know it starts with Lamar, but as a whole, this year's identity, what do you guys want it to be offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we got obviously the skill players to do it, the running back, quarterback to do it, and especially the offensive line. It's our job to be as physical as possible, set the tone, and obviously there'll be bumps along the way, but it's our job to how we're going to respond to that and be productive throughout the year.
Year 4, you're a young guy, you're locked in on what it is you need to do. But do you ever have moments where you think, man, I'm snapping the ball to Lamar Jackson, and I'm blocking for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it's a privilege. We got the best job in the world to be an offensive lineman for the Ravens, so they make our jobs a little easier. So, all we can do is just block our butts off for them because we know they're going to make some plays.
How many times a game would you say on average Lamar makes a play where we at home have no idea that you guys have not done your job correctly?
I don't know if I should be saying a good amount, but no, he's a special player. He makes guys right all the time, but that's just the kind of player he is and the guy you want on your team.
Lastly, Tyler, I was kind of thinking about our chance to chat here, and I forgot you actually played defense in high school. You got recruited to Iowa to play defense. Actually started there your year one. If you had to comp your defensive lineman game to anyone, doesn't have to be a current Raven, maybe somebody who played in the past, who would it be?
No one in the NFL, because there's a reason I got moved over to the offensive line. I was just a try-hard kid. I don't know if I have a specific comp, but I think the coach made the right decision moving me over to the offensive line. It benefited for me.
No doubt, it worked out. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, gentlemen. Tyler Linderbaum is our player profile, brought to you by Autumn Lake Healthcare. And the Cowboys, during that interview, had their biggest play of the game, a 49-yard completion from Joe Milton to Jonathan Mingo. And for the first time in the second half, the Cowboys offense on the move and threatening with a 2nd and 10 from the Ravens 23. So the young defensive players getting a test here in the second half. Handoff to Deuce Vaughn, sweeping to the near side. A flag is down as Vaughn is taken down at 19. Going to be a holding against the Cowboys. It'll take the 4-yard gain and turn it into a 10-yard loss.
Holding. Offense, number 19. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So Tyler Linderbaum will be anchoring this offensive line come September. Ronnie Stanley, the veteran at left tackle. Andrew Voorhees appears to have won the left guard starting position. Daniel Fa'alele, the big guarded right side. And then Roger Rosengarten, the second-round pick a year ago, has become a staple on the right side. That is a very good offensive line with all kind of talent behind them, and Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and company. Joe Milton's pass out of the backfield. Complete. Deuce Vaughn, nice open field tackle by Reuben Lowry as he continues to add to his body of work, limiting the Cowboys to a 7-yard gain.
When you look at that offensive line, that is a solid offensive line. And as Daniel Fa'alele is getting better and better at his position and how to play, because he's so big, he's so athletic. But as he gets more physical.
Tackle body, guard position. That's an unusual combination.
And as he gets into his own, this offensive line is going to get better and better as the year goes on.
3rd down for the Cowboys. Milton wants to throw, has time, slings it complete, but shy of the first down. As tight end John Stevens is tackled by Bo Braid, it'll set up a 4th down and about 7 for the Cowboys. Dallas will trot on its kicker. Brandon Aubrey, 3rd-year kicker out of Notre Dame. Aubrey has a special spot in NFL history. He made the first 16 field goal attempts of his career from beyond 50 yards. First kicker in NFL history to do that. The big leg has become de rigueur in the NFL. Much like the mobile quarterback. This will be a 36-yard try from the right hash mark. For Brandon Aubrey. A chip shot. And a good shot. 18-10, Ravens in front. 3rd quarter on the Ravens Game Day Network.
third quarter, brought to you by Safeway.
John Martin started the Ravens scoring tonight with a sack and a safety of Joe Milton in the first quarter. This year, for each sack made by the Ravens, Constellation, America's leading producer of clean and reliable energy, will send one group of students to visit the Maryland Science Center. To learn more, visit BaltimoreRavens.com/sacks for science. Third quarter in Texas, where the Ravens lead the Cowboys by 8, 18-10. With just under 8 minutes to play in frame number 3. And the kick will be taken inside the 5-yard line. Myles Gaskin returning it out to the 30-yard line for the Ravens. A 28-yard return for the 7-year veteran out of Washington. Myles Gaskin signed during training camp as Devin Leary comes back in for a second try after a 3-and-out on his first possession.
We'll see if Leary can settle down a little bit, find his rhythm, get this offense moving back down the field.
Leary played his first 4 years in college at NC State before finishing up at Kentucky. And Rasheed Ali with him in the backfield. Double tight ends to the right. Ali starts right, bounces back to the left, and gets out to the 35-yard line. Nice ad-lib by the young running back for a 4-yard gain. Nick Samak now at center. 7th-round draft pick a year ago.
I really like what Ali has shown tonight. Very versatile player, but what I love about him is that once he gets through that first wave, he's getting vertical.
Ali alone in the backfield. He'll carry again. Gets around the edge, turns it up, and he's got a first down as he crosses to the 43-yard line. Rod, exactly what you were talking about.
Those outside runs, but he's going to get outside. As soon as he gets that outside right there, gets vertical. Just at added yardage, getting those first downs, making the clock keep running.
On most NFL teams, Rasheed Ali, who was a 5th-round pick a year ago, he'd be part of the conversation of reps during the regular season.
Oh, absolutely.
It just happens to be in a backfield that's stocked with one stud after the next. On first down, Devin Leary, quick release, and it's almost knocked away. It is knocked away. It's almost picked. It was a dangerous throw by Leary as he tried to find Dayton Wade.
I mean, Booth was just setting on that route. Even if that was a perfect pass, outside shoulder, and Booth still made the play on it.
Which usually tells you that's probably a throw you shouldn't have made. If it's a perfect throw and it's still knocked down, maybe you should have been going somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a good example of it.
2nd and 10 for Devin Leary out of the shotgun. Protection, throws a strike this time. That's the tight end for a first down. As Zaire Mitchell-Payton comes up with his first reception. Mitchell-Payton is a guy who gets 11 yards on the play. Spent some time here in the NFL. Former undrafted rookie free agent. Spent 2 years on the Browns practice squad. Last year on the Ravens practice squad.
A quick read for Leary. Getting the ball out of his hands.
Dearness Johnson now the deep back. He'll get the handoff. Running to the left side. Has a crease. And gets down to the Cowboy 40-yard line. Nice block on the play by the lead fullback, Lucas Scott. And Lucas Scott is a fullback on a team that has Pat Ricard. Is another guy who's not going to see a lot of playing time come September. Trying to get a practice squad spot. But what an interesting kid he is. He started as a tight end in Army. Played right tackle for Army the last 2 years. He's allowed to defer his military service to Army while pursuing an NFL career. At the end of his NFL career, he still has 5 years of active service obligation. Leary fakes the pass, hands it off. And Dearness Johnson, with some help from friends, will push forward for a first down to the Dallas 35.
How many years you said he was at Army? He was there for
the full 4 years, yeah. But then he has 5 years of obligation of service.
The obligation, that's right.
So
that's awesome.
So a kid like that, if he can make it on the practice squad, he can postpone the active service. If you don't make it on the practice squad, you're in the Army now.
But just think
in the Army now.
But just think how he was a tackle.
Exactly. Which tells you he's probably a pretty good blocking fullback.
You would think so. But that just tells you that West Point triple option, how the smaller size linemen they are comparable to the National Football League.
Yep. So you take an athletic tackle from Army, you make him a fullback.
And he has an opportunity.
And you're in an organization that loves fullbacks. Because here's the other thing you have to keep in mind. Pat Ricard is not going to be here forever.
Yes.
No, he is a mature veteran. So you have to start planning for the future, and you know the style of offense you like, so you look for young guys who maybe can fit that down the line. Machine Ali will get the play fake. Leary's throw way off the mark as he was leveled while he tried to release that.
As he was trying to get that ball out of his hands, he got hit.
Darius Harris was in his kitchen as he tried to throw the ball, so it was conspicuously off the mark. It'll be 2nd and 10. And to go back to the fullback conversation, remember where Pat Ricard is a Pro Bowl All-Pro now, but he was an undrafted rookie free agent out of Maine. Nobody had heard about him. So the Ravens know where to find these guys. Leary going up top along the near sideline, and it is incomplete. He wanted Dayton Wade inside the 5, and Wade couldn't quite reel it in.
He was trying to find that fade route. Wade was trying to find his way back inside to get his hands underneath it.
So 3rd and 10 coming up for Devin Leary. From here, you're looking at about a 51-yard field goal try for Tyler Loop if you don't convert. Cowboys bunch 6 along the front. They're showing blitz. They bring it. Leary hit as he throws, and that one flutters incomplete, but a flag is thrown. Let's see if it's helmet contact on the quarterback, which would be the most likely call other than a hold there.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 47, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Leary sitting in the pocket. Oh, yeah, he ducked his head. Harris did. It was helmet to helmet.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that he came in helmet to helmet. It's not in my eye, that's not a late hit.
It's not a late hit.
It's just a high hit. So that gives the Ravens a fresh set of downs in the Old Bay red zone. And now Devin Leary has the potential to finish off a touchdown drive. Ali alone in the backfield will carry. Has a crease. Ali works down inside the 15 to the 13. 5-yard gain. Third quarter of tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Safeway. Time for our view from the booth, brought to you by Goal Vision. Rod, what do you see from Devin Leary as a young quarterback in the NFL?
I mean, still learning. The interception, you got to make sure that ball is going to the open receiver, not making your mind up while you're dropping back.
Like the whistles pre-snap, and the Ravens will be backed up 5.
False start. Offense number 84. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Zaire Mitchell-Payton.
And Leary looks like he's a really good athlete. So the zone reads, the RPOs, I think that could be a part of his game because it seems like he could pull it and still make some yardage with it.
Yeah, we saw that scramble earlier in the third quarter. Second down, Leary wants to throw. Lost it for the end zone. He's got a man open. It's incomplete. He had Malik Cunningham open in the end zone. It looked like a little too much loft on the throw.
A little off, little underthrown, but that's where Malik can put his foot in the ground and come back to the ball, let the defender run into him, and that's where you can get pass interference.
Malik Cunningham was following in the footsteps of Lamar Jackson at Louisville, played quarterback for the Cardinals, was drafted by the Patriots, and then when the Ravens took him off waivers, they switched him to wide receiver. Leary looking at a 3rd down and 10. Under pressure, scrambling, and has to unload it out of bounds. He had nowhere to go with it. And that will bring in Tyler Luke for his 4th field goal try of the night. The rookie from Lucas, Texas. You know, high school football is a huge deal here in Texas, but there's no way he ever played a high school game that had an NFL atmosphere, as big as it is. And he played once in this stadium, a game they got demolished in. His 4th field goal try of the night. 36-yarder. Loop is 4 for 4.
There it is.
Loop, there it is. So Tyler Luke continues to pass the test and build confidence in the Ravens rookie kicker as they extend their lead. 21-10, 3rd quarter, Ravens in front of the Ravens Game Day Network.
At DraftKings, we're all about responsible gaming. Sometimes you got to know when to hold 'em. There are no locks or sure things, so know when to fold 'em. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
Ravens fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Ravens flock and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Ravens games or to any other live event in Baltimore, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Baltimore Ravens. SeatGeek.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-In and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals. 3-year price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
I can't believe they're moving the team to another city.
True, but you'll never forget all the joy they brought into your life.
Joy? They made the playoffs twice in 50 years.
Gosh, those 2 times were pretty great, weren't they?
How would I know? I wasn't even born yet.
Just think of all the free time you'll have on game days.
Those games were the highlight of my week.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Arizona, who was starting to win over the confidence of the coaching staff. And to start to do this in the regular season, he'll quickly win the love of the fans.
Absolutely. He has a leg strength. You know that.
Tonight we are seeing precision kicks. He's not just making them, he is zipping them right through the middle of the uprights. There's that low sidewinder kick. It'll be taken at the 5-yard line. Brought across the 25 to the 30. As we take a look at John Harbaugh's weapons at receiving. This is an impressive group. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and the new addition this year, DeAndre Hopkins. What does Hopkins bring to the Ravens passing game they didn't have a year ago, Rod? Because the numbers are amazing. He's almost 13,000 career yards, 21st on the all-time list.
He has great catch radius. I mean, the DB can be all over him, and he has great hands. I believe once he gets into the red zone, he's going to be a dominant figure with this Baltimore Ravens offense.
He's caught a pass on 168 consecutive regular season games. Milton's pass is complete to his tight end. And about 7 on the play. Travis Kelce, only player with a longer, matter of fact, D-Hop is the only player with a longer active reception streak than Travis Kelce right now. 168 consecutive games.
That would be a great trivia question.
I just gave it to you. So if you make money in a bar, I get 10% of the proceeds.
Here we go.
Seems fair. Jay Higgins on that last tackle. Here's Joe Milton. His pass complete. Down to the Ravens' 40-yard line. And coming up with the reception is Ryan Flanoy. A 23-yard gain as TJ Tampa is in on the tackle.
Well, TJ Tampa just has to squeeze that from outside in, making it a smaller window to throw the ball in.
Zach Gore getting a lot of game reps for young players. TJ Tampa is an incredibly important player because he now represents a lot of the depth in the secondary corner. Milton picks up the fumbled snap, under pressure, backing up, flag is down, Milton heaves it out of bounds. This is going to go against the Cowboys. Zach Gore saw 2 of his draft picks at corner, Robert Longerbeam and Bilal Kone, both go down in the same week. 2 6th-round picks.
Holding. Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
And while neither projected as in a starting role, they did give you that depth that you're looking for in a position where you cannot have enough good young corners. The Ravens bring in Jair Alexander. They bring in Chido Awuzie, 2 great veteran players. But in a position where you've got to stop the likes of Joe Burrow, you got to slow down Josh Allen. You need as many great corners as you can get.
You want at least 5 good corners on your roster, and it's hard to find.
Here's Milton to throw. On 1st and long, he'll scramble and escape. He's going to run it to the near sideline and step out of bounds in front of the Ravens bench inside the 45. And yet another flag is down.
Illegal contact. Defense number 38. 5-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Keon Martin makes the mistake. Now here's this unique set for the Ravens. They have 5 first-round picks in their secondary. Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, Nate Wiggins, Malachi Starks, all drafted by the Ravens, and then you add in Jair Alexander. It's a talented group.
I mean, I've always liked Jair Alexander. When he was in Green Bay, I thought he was one of those playmakers, and getting him with the Baltimore Ravens just gives that depth to what they already have.
Another guy with the Louisville connection. That's Phil Maffa with the run for the Cowboys. Gets him to the 32. It'll be 2nd down and about 2 for Dallas. Zach Gore, the Ravens loving the Louisville connection because Jair Alexander, close friends with Lamar at Louisville, had other places to go as a free agent. And he said his connection to Lamar was a big reason he came to the Ravens. The final play of the 3rd quarter. The Ravens defense gets the job done on 2nd down and short, setting up a 3rd down. 3rd quarter tonight's broadcast brought to you by Safeway. 4th quarter ahead with the Ravens in front. 21-10 on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Toyota's national sales event is happening right now. So stop by your local dealer to check out Toyota's incredible lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs. From the roomy RAV4 and Grand Highlander to the rough and rugged Tacoma. All packed with comfort, tech, and cargo space. Or test drive a sleek and sporty Camry or Corolla. Designed for amazing style and great MPGs. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Hurry. Offers end September 2nd. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's finally football season, Ravens fans, and that means it's fall pest season too. Do me a favor, connect with the official pest control sponsor of the Baltimore Ravens, PMSI, for all your pest control needs. PMSI's tenured technicians are trained at removing and preventing all pests, including termites, bed bugs, mice, mosquitoes, wildlife, and more. Visit mypmsi.com or call 410-496-4154 to intercept those pests. PMSI, the official pest control partner of the Baltimore Ravens.
America has an undeniable, unstoppable energy. At Constellation, our energy matches yours. We're generating electricity 24/7 with hydro, wind, solar, and the nation's largest carbon-free nuclear fleet. Enough clean energy to power 15 million homes today, and a commitment to helping you build a brighter tomorrow. Power on, America. Learn more at constellationenergy.com/poweron.
Fourth quarter, brought to you by Toyota.
Start of the fourth quarter in Texas with the Ravens in front 21-10. A big night for Tyler Luke with 4 field goals. Rasheen Ali with 62 rushing yards. But this night has really been about the Ravens defense, holding the Cowboys under 150 yards, a sack, an interception, and a safety. Zach Gore has to be pleased, Rod, with what he's seen from his young players' effort tonight.
They've done a wonderful job tonight, making it very difficult for this Dallas Cowboy offense, no matter who's at the helm, making it difficult to move down the field consistently.
And that game summary brought to you by Shepherd Pratt. Mark Jackson watching and waiting for the September 7th season opener on Sunday Night Football in Buffalo. That is one the country will turn out to watch as Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen square off to start the season, where the Ravens season ended a year ago in the frigid, snowy weather in Buffalo. Hopefully it's not frigid and snowy in September. Joe Milton starts the fourth quarter throwing complete down to the 21-yard line as Jalen Brooks comes up for the grab in front of Marquise Robinson of the Ravens.
Robinson was right on him. That was just a tremendous pass in the outside shade of the receiver to make that reception.
So now the Cowboys in the Old Bay red zone, giving the young Ravens players a chance to show if they can come up with a stop. Milton on the rollout. He'll tuck and run. Picks up a handful of yards. About 3. It'll set up. We're going to mark it a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8. A week from tonight, a day game for the Ravens as they close out the preseason on the road in Washington against the Commanders. And then it's decision time after Zach Gore and John Harbaugh, Todd Monken have seen everything they can see from their young players. Joe Milton lofts it, incomplete. Nice coverage that time by T.J. Temple.
Yeah, if he gets his head around, has an opportunity to get intercepted because it looked like it hit him in the back of the legs.
Yeah, so after the months that lead up to the regular season, talking the draft, off-season signing period with free agents, the OTAs, the rookie mini camps, training camp. Now we're getting down to the crunch time. One preseason game left after tonight, and then the Tuesday following the Commanders preseason game, that's when the roster goes from 90 to 53. It is musical chairs around the NFL. Joe Milton under pressure. He's wrapped, and he's sacked back at the 30-yard line. Malik Ham comes up with the sack, and he did not let Milton escape.
Yeah, Malik Ham. He's right here. He's coming. Not even when you don't get blocked, it's a little bit easier to get to the quarterback, and you should get there. But it's on his knees. Didn't see him. They had that scan protection. The quarterback has to see the guy who's going to come free and get rid of the football.
47-yard field goal attempt for Brandon Aubrey. That one has the distance, and it is good. But the Ravens' young defense puts the stop on the Cowboys in the red zone, and they force a field goal. It's the Ravens 21, the Cowboys 13 on the Ravens Game Day Network.
At DraftKings, we're all about responsible gaming. Sometimes
you got to know when to hold up.
There are no locks or sure things, so
know when to fold up.
It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
When the Ravens take the field, Baltimore stands united. And just like your favorite team, APG Federal Credit Union is built on trust, teamwork, and hometown pride. Whether you're saving for season tickets or tackling your next big goal, APG Federal Credit Union has your back with great rates, local service, and a game plan for your financial future. Join the team that's proud to cheer for the Ravens and proud to serve you. APG Federal Credit Union, serving Baltimore City and Baltimore, Harford, and Cecil counties. Federally insured by NCUA.
Planning a move? Von Paris Moving and Storage will handle all the details. Whether your move is within the state of Maryland, across the country, or overseas, Von Paris can customize their services to meet your needs and budget. Their relocation experts will provide a free no-obligation estimate and answer any questions or concerns about your upcoming household or office moving requirements. Call Von Paris Moving and Storage today at 410-888-8500 or visit vonparis.com. Von Paris, always going the extra mile since 1892. Proud to be the official mover of the Baltimore Ravens.
Fourth quarter, brought to you by Toyota.
Clean energy provider. By M&T Bank, the official bank of your Baltimore Ravens. By DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the Baltimore Ravens. And by MedStar Health, the trusted medical team of the Baltimore Ravens and you. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Big night for the Ravens and the Big D as they lead at 21-13. The score not as lopsided as the game performance would indicate, as the Ravens have been dominant throughout the course of this game. Nice stop in the red zone by the defense, forcing the Cowboys to kick a field goal after the Malik Ham sack, and that is the second sack for science, powered by Constellation for the Ravens tonight. John Harbaugh wants to see his young players finish. It's what they talked about in training camp, it's what they preach and practice. Finish. That is the one-word mantra for the rest of this fourth quarter. Aubrey's kick coming to the near side, taken at the 10. Across the 20-30. All the way up near midfield. That's Myles Gaskin, recently signed running back. Showing a little fire with a 38-yard return.
I thought he would hit that crease coming back to the left side. Right there.
The Ravens came into this summer very much focused on upgrading the performance across all of their special teams. And we have seen it so far here, 2 weeks into the preseason. Then Leary on first down will hand it off. Ernest Johnson stretches it down to the Cowboy 40-yard line with a 12-yard run and a Ravens first down to start the drive.
That was a nice jump cut inside in the inside zone right there to find that hole.
Fourth quarter of tonight's broadcast brought to you by Toyota. Whether you are watching us on TV or listening to us on radio on the simulcast, great to have your company here midway through the preseason. The Ravens start to wind down training camp and ramp up preparations for the regular season. Ernest Johnson picking his way through a crowd and extending forward for a couple of yards. It's Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills on September 7th. Ravens season in 2025 begins where the season in 2024 left off.
Oh, and you know they're thinking about that. They owe them going back to their place. They open up this 2025 season saying, we're going to beat you in your house since you came to ours last time.
And it will be Buffalo's last season in their stadium before they move next door to their new stadium. Here's Leary to throw. Slings it complete near side. And that is the tight end, Baylor Cupp, with his first catch of the preseason. He was signed in training camp after Isaiah Likely suffered his foot fracture. So Baylor Cupp, an undrafted rookie free agent last year with Kansas City, who spent the season on the Chiefs practice squad, trying to draw some attention here as a Raven.
Third one.
Third down and 1 for the Ravens from the Dallas 32. Give it to Johnson off the right side. And he will have the first down. A 2-yard gain. He needed 1.5 yards, and the offense stays on for the Ravens.
Good cut. Cuts outside, makes the corner make the tackle, which is Booth, to get the first down.
Well, look, I understand entirely as a fan. You don't know necessarily the names of guys like Baylor Cupp and Devin Leary, but you have to understand from these guys' perspective, they've been playing football their whole life for a shot at this opportunity. Here's a swing pass to Gaskin out of the backfield. Miles Gaskin inside the 10. Still on his feet, getting some help from his teammates, and gets all the way down to the 5-yard line.
It's a great play by him. Great catch there flat, and then he just turns on the boosters and goes through several Cowboy defenders.
Miles Gaskin is a name football fans will remember. Former draft pick of the Dolphins in 2019. He led the Dolphins in rushing in 21. Spent the last 3 seasons between the Vikings, the Rams, and the Jaguars. The Ravens picked him up during training camp this year. Gaskin in the backfield, first and goal Ravens at the Cowboys 6. Gaskin sweeping left side, jukes one man, but he can't get any farther than the line of scrimmage. That was one-on-one football, and Miles Gaskin wasn't able to win it. Flag is down in the end zone. And a helmet is off for Zaire Mitchell-Payton.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 55. Half the distance from the end of the play, first down.
The reason I pointed out the conspicuous helmet off is that if a player takes his own helmet off during the field, that's a penalty. So no offensive player is going to do that. When you see an offensive player without his helmet, somebody else has removed it for him. And not usually in a courteous way.
You're saying they're not being kind out there?
Not in the least. That puts the ball at the inside the Cowboy 3. Gives Dearness Johnson, and he's in for the touchdown. A 3-yard run as the Ravens extend their lead in the fourth quarter.
Good cutback, good vision. You see the open hole on the backside.
That'll bring Tyler Loop in for an extra point.
That just hits the ball, sees the left side bottled up, puts his left foot in the ground and gets vertical for the touchdown.
Well, the Ravens execute that drive extremely well. 7 plays, 52 yards, 4 minutes. Tyler Loop with the extra point try. And Loop delivers. 9:11 to play in the ball game. It's the Ravens 28, the Cowboys 13. As Dearness Johnson takes advantage of his opportunity to extend the Ravens lead on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Fourth quarter, brought to you by Toyota.
All right, time to take a look at the offensive player of the game. That is a young man who really got things started in the passing game. Tez Walker had the first 5 receptions of the night for the Ravens. 6 catches, 61 yards. And Ron, this is a guy the Ravens picked in the 4th round of last year's draft. He showed up tonight.
Yeah, Tez has done a great job catching the ball with his hand. That deep over route, contested catches. And anytime the ball comes your way and you're trying to get on that roster and trying to show your wares to the coaches, you got to make those. You got to make those plays. You got to make those. And not splash plays, just the common, everyday, every down plays that you have to make. And he's done so.
The dependable plays. Tyler Loop's kick taken at the 5. And the Cowboys will get it out to the 27-yard line. Now it's up to the Ravens defense to equal the effort of the offense on that last drive. 7 plays, 52 yards, just a shade under 4 minutes. Dearness Johnson capping it with a 2-yard run. Not time to go to bed yet if you are a young Ravens player. This is the situation you have worked for. A chance to make a play in a game and put plays on tape for coaches all around the league. Coaches and general managers. New quarterback for the Cowboys, Will Greer, comes in. 60-year player out of Florida State. His first down throw down the seam. He's got a man wide open at Ravens territory at the 40-yard line. As Will Greer comes out of the gate throwing strikes, and he hits Hunter Lipke.
They just ran a seam route. Gets on top of Jackson. Fant definitely felt that hit.
Princeton Fant actually on the reception, and Fant shaken up at the end of the play. But not before the Cowboys get the ball in Ravens territory at the 40. With 8:43 left to play. Jay Higgins, a young man who really flashed on the scene a week ago with a couple of tackles and an interception, looking to build on his body of work.
But he had a really good interception last week.
Wants to continue impressing defensive coordinator Zach Orr. As the Ravens look to see who will fill out the depth of their linebacker positions. Will Greer under pressure has to sling it out of bounds. As the Ravens had excellent coverage. Like Trayshawn Holton, the target. That was Marquise Robinson at the cornerback position.
And the secondary's done a really good job of disguising. They made it look like cover 4, which is 4 deep, and then they rotated down really late with that safety.
Greer will hand it off. Phil Maffa will lose a couple of yards as Malik Ham comes off the edge. Now, Malik Ham is a guy you have to root for because he has overcome so much. A couple of injuries have ended each of his seasons the last 2 years. Baltimore kid who grew up a Ravens fan, played his high school ball at City College, finally gets his shot as an undrafted rookie free agent, has been impressive the last couple of years. Each of the last 2 summers ended with season-ending injuries for him. So now he has a chance to shine a little bit in this preseason, and he's taken advantage of the opportunity. Ravens bring blitz pressure. Greer is going to be sacked back in Ravens territory. And it is Jay Higgins who comes up with the sack. The ball is loose. The Ravens recover. And we'll see what the outcome of the penalty flag is.
It's a flag.
Zach Orr thinks it's the Ravens' ball. That was the signal on the field. But we have yet to adjudicate the penalty. Here's Land Clark, the judge and jury.
Illegal formation. Offense number 37. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
And Jay Higgins does it again. An interception last week, a forced fumble this week.
Well, you said his name. Came right up the middle, made that play, knocked the ball out.
And coming up with the recovery is Kyman Rucker, a rookie free agent out of North Carolina.
Well, we called that inside fire zone. When you cross the two linebackers.
Now the Ravens offense takes possession with 7.5 minutes left in the game. Leary on first down will hand it off to Myles Gaskin, and Gaskin will pick up a first down as he gets it down to the 35-yard line of the Cowboys.
Gaskin has a little juice. Sees the hole, hits it.
But he's been around a minute. 7th-year veteran out of Washington, the Huskies' all-time leading rusher. But his last regular season carry came back in 2022. The hardest thing is getting to the NFL. The second hardest thing is lasting in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Once you've been here, you'll do darn near anything to stick around. Here's the give to Gaskin. Tries to bounce to the outside, but he'll be flung to the turf for no gain. How about Jay Higgins? Undrafted rookie free agent, and he's starting to play in the mold of Ravens tradition. Zach Orr was an undrafted rookie free agent. Bart Scott, an undrafted rookie free agent. Jameel McClain, an undrafted rookie free agent. This organization just finds these guys, and they become important players. Not just practice squad players, not just special teamers, but guys who eventually grow into impact starting players.
Yeah, staple players for their defense.
Devin Leary on 2nd and 10. Good protection. Going deep, far side. He's got a man. He's got a touchdown. Coming down on the reception is Jamal Banks with a diving grab. A flag was down at the 5, and the preliminary signal is against the Ravens. So put the brakes on the kicking team and hold off the celebration.
Offense, number 86. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And you talk about deflated body language. Jamal Banks and John Harbaugh share it.
Where? I mean, they're chicken fighting down the field. He's grabbing him. He's grabbing his arm. I don't know how you call that.
So from euphoria to heartbreak for Jamal Banks, from the end zone back to the 44-yard line for the Ravens. And equal heartbreak for Devin Leary with his best pass of the summer. Now on 2nd and 19. Leary throws complete. And that is Baylor Cupp coming up with his second catch of the night, a 7-yard gain. Now Devin Leary has to overcome the obstacle that can be officiating. Ravens 8 of 15 on 3rd down. If you don't make it here, guess who's coming out? Loop, there it is. Here's Leary on 3rd and long. Over the middle, complete. Scotty Washington makes the catch. And he'll be down at the 33-yard line. And here comes Tyler Loop for his 5th field goal try of the night. Steven Spielberg could not have written a better script for this rookie out of Lucas, Texas, to come back 31 miles away from the town he grew up in, kicking in front of family and friends. He has hit 4 field goals, and now his 5th try of the night will be a 50-yarder. Nick Moore will have the snap. Jordan Stout will have the hold. A 50-yarder for Tyler Loop. Kick on the way. It has the distance. It is no good. Steven Spielberg decided to insert just a little bit of a story plot twist.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Beck, and we start with baseball news and a difficult day for the Phillies. Pitcher Zach Wheeler is heading to the 15-day injured list. He has a blood clot in his throwing arm. Team has given no timetable for Wheeler's return. Phillies also lost today to the Nationals 2-0. The Brewers are going for a record 14th win in a row. They were in another wild one against the Reds. Milwaukee was trailing 2-1 in the ninth. They tied the game in the ninth. They then took the lead, and they have just won. It has just gone final. The Brewers, in 11 innings, defeat the Reds 6-5 for their 14th win in a row. The 7th, the Yankees lead the Cardinals 11-7. Twins trailing the Tigers now 6-5 in the 8th and the 10th. Astros and Orioles are tied at 4, and the Dodgers and Padres showdown is underway. LA in the 3rd leads San Diego 5-0. To football, where the Giants beat the Jets in North Jersey. Russell Wilson started for the preseason game for the Giants and went 4 for 7 for 108 yards with 1 interception. Jackson Dart took over, went 14 for 16 for 137 yards. Also threw this touchdown pass.
Dart now motions into a shotgun formation with Ward to his right. Takes the snap. Look to pitch it right. Instead throws a dart over the middle. It's caught at the 3 and walking into the end zone for a touchdown is Greg Dulcich.
That call on WFAN, and the Giants win. Another impressive performance by Dart. Justin Herbert got his first action of the preseason for the Chargers against the Rams. He went just 2 for 5 for 46 yards in limited work.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Monday, our NFL two-a-days continue to roll on, and the MLB postseason is right around the corner. We'll break it all down on Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Tony Kornheiser, now weekday mornings at 11 on ESPN 630, the sports capital.
This is Game Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
La Sorsa versus Monasterio. From the stretch first pitch. Drill deep, left field. Back goes Espinal. Track. Wall. See you later. Andrew Monasterio comes in cold off the bench and hits a 3-run home run into the seats in left on the first pitch.
When things are going your way, you have guys coming in cold off the bench that hit 3-run homers to win 14 in a row. That call courtesy of 620 WTMG. It is Game Night on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM, Channel 80. I'm John Michaels. He is Mike Wells. We'll be with you to talk some baseball. We're going to dive into some football as well, as we've got a lot of conversation going on around the preseason. We'll talk some college football as one of the most insane ideas for the college football play.
I'm just curious, if your offensive
kicks off in full and the NFL preseason's going on, would you start a show with baseball, but when a team's won 14 in a row, you got to do it?
I mean, 14 in a row coming from behind and winning victories. You think Milwaukee, you think beer, brats, cheese curds. Brewers now with 14 straight victories. And not only 14 straight victories, John, but also 34 games above 500. I mean, that is
5-yard penalty. Still second down.
C.J. Okoye, the young man we were glowing over earlier.
Well, they're just taking turns of being offside.
It's the little detail part. Everybody's tired. It's late in the game. That's where you got to dial in mentally if you're a young player to make sure you take care of the tiny little details that they preach all day long in training camp. And the flag's down again as the Cowboys rip off a run by Malik Davis to the Ravens' 40-yard line. That's good for a first down if it stands, but it won't.
Holding on Dallas Cowboys.
Holding. Offense, number 67. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
You can almost hear the disgust in referee Len Clark's voice. Like, guys, stop this. Stop making me throw these flags. It's really the last period of grace for officiating preseason, because once the regular season rolls around, the stakes are so high, And the officials are under such scrutiny. And again, because it's a zero-sum game, you can't please everyone. Here's Greer, wants to throw, fires it, high and incomplete. He was looking for Tyler Neville. And guess who? Our guy Jay Higgins was back there in coverage.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification right here on the Ravens Game Day Network.
WIYY HD1 Baltimore.
The home of the Baltimore Ravens and Justin Scott and Spiegel mornings. This is 98 Rock.
Plays. Jay Higgins, Teddy Buchanan. Two guys we talked about in the pregame. Greer escapes the collapsing pocket, and he'll slide down. After an 8-yard scramble in front of Jay Higgins. Ron, you've used the phrase a couple times, he's just a football player, and I understand exactly what you mean by that. It's just that this guy's got a knack. He's always around the ball.
He understands the philosophy of what defense is, and he knows where he belongs inside of the scheme of each play. And that's what a football player is.
It is 4th down and 8 for the Cowboys. Will Greer won't get the snap. He'll get a flag instead.
Is he in the neutral zone?
Even Will Greer bent over in disgust after that last penalty.
Well start. Offense, number 6. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
And I'm sure his disgust is for the fact that 4th and 8 is tough enough to convert. 4th and 13 is no man's land.
Yeah,
Zach Gorgeous wants to see his young guys shut the door.
You got to tell your defensive lineman, Dogo, do not jump off sides. Watch the ball.
Here's Greer on 4th and 13. Throws it high and incomplete. Ravens take over with 3:29 left to play in Dallas. The hay's in the barn. So John Harbaugh saw a lot of young players do some impressive things tonight. You look at the inside linebackers. I thought Teddy Buchanan and Jay Higgins both showed the next step. Tyler Loop, yes, he missed his last try from 50 yards, but he's 4 of 5 on this first road trip in the NFL. Rasheen Ali continues to find ways to make plays. And now the Ravens will wrap it up.
Almost each one
Myles Gaskin getting the carry.
Almost each one of these young Raven players who got the opportunity to play put on some good tape, not just for the Ravens, but for all 31 other teams that are out there in the National Football League.
We saw young defensive players by the Ravens make nice plays. I mean, this game started with a defensive play, a safety by Keon Martin. C.J. Okoye making some plays along the defensive front. So the Ravens have the good news problem of having too many players to fit on their roster. Here's Gaskin hit immediately and buried for a loss back at the 40-yard line. A loss of 6. Two and a half minutes left to play. It'll be back to practice Monday for these young Ravens players who will get one last shot on the field for John Harbaugh. A Saturday afternoon game, noon kickoff next Saturday in Washington, Landover.
I think we're going to take
against the Washington Commanders. Yeah, there's no need for anybody to be calling timeouts. Takes us to the 2-minute warnings. 2 minutes left to play here at AT&T in Arlington, with the Ravens in control, 28-13 on the Ravens Game Day Network.
Safeway is your headquarters for tailgating. This season, when you're preparing for the next Ravens game, make sure to pick up all your favorite Ravens products, including Coca-Cola and Frank's Red Hot. Stop by your nearest Safeway or have your order delivered right to your doorstep. And don't forget to check out the Tailgaters page at BaltimoreRavens.com for tailgating special offers, contests, and recipes. Safeway, the official supermarket of the Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Ravens flock and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Ravens games or to any other live event in Baltimore, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Baltimore Ravens. SeatGeek.
Toyota's national sales event is happening right now, so stop by your local dealer to check out Toyota's incredible lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs. From the roomy RAV4 and Grand Highlander to the rough and rugged Tacoma, all packed with comfort, tech, and cargo space. Or test drive a sleek and sporty Camry or Corolla, designed for amazing style and great MPGs. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Hurry, offers end September 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-in and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals. 3-year price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
I'm Tony Thornton. Get traffic updates with me weekday mornings with C4 and Brian Neiman on WBAL News Radio.
Why are you so happy?
I'm watching the game.
Seriously?
Yeah, with NFL Plus.
Get live, local, and primetime games on mobile with NFL Plus.
Unfortunately, our flight has been delayed another hour.
NFL Plus. Keep the NFL in reach. MVP!
Fourth quarter in Dallas, 2 minutes left to play. The Ravens have this one in hand as they will go 2-0 in preseason. That one of life's less relevant statistics. The more relevant aspect of a preseason game is which young players showed progress for John Harbaugh. And Rob, we saw a couple of them. I think Tez Walker, to me, is one of the top of the list.
Yes.
6 catches. He's a kid who could not just be on the roster this year, but he can be part of Todd Monken's game plans on offense.
And you're going to need all your pieces to the puzzle. I mean, a long year. You're going to need your young players to show up and to show out this year. And Tez is one of those guys that can make plays for you down the stretch.
Tyler Loop making some plays, the rookie kicker out of Arizona, 4 of 5 with field goal attempts. He missed his last try from 50 yards. You know he wants one last shot at it to close out his night. Myles Gaskin recently signed in the backfield with Devin Leary. As Xavier Guillory comes in motion to the slot. He gives to Gaskin, squirms his way through a small crease, and gets a couple of yards. And here comes Tyler Loop for one last shot. His 6th attempt of the night, or will he get the chance? He started to trot on. Angle toward the sideline, and now he will get the kick. So this will be a 53-yard try for Tyler Loop.
Let's see if he can refocus.
His longest of the night was 51. 4 of 5. Boy, you hit this, you cap off a terrific night.
More. The first of the half. Be 30 seconds and left.
Well, they want to give Tyler Loop and the kicking team enough time to get set as the kicking guru, Randy Brown, looks on. Well, Randy Brown, much as he did with Justin Tucker as a rookie, had to rebuild the leg swing for Tyler Loop because in college you're kicking from hash marks that are outside of the uprights. In the NFL, the hash marks are exactly the same width as the uprights. It's a different size and shape of the ball. It's a different strike point on the ball. So there are a lot of mechanical changes that the kicking coach, in this case Randy Brown, has to go through with the kickers. He did an amazing job with Justin Tucker. He's done a great job with Tyler Loop. who will attempt a 53-yard try from the left hash mark. The rookie from Lucas, Texas, from 53. It is long enough. It is good from 53. What a night for the Texas native, Tyler Loop.
There it is.
You got to feel great for this young man in front of his family and friends, and that's it, Rod. Loop, there it is.
Okay, they have to do a shirt. They just have to.
And look, as good as you feel for this young man and his family, you feel even better for the Ravens, because you're going to need a dependable kicker to get where you want to go this year. I'll take you back to his predecessor's rookie year. They went to the Super Bowl, and the kicker helped get him there with an overtime kick in Denver. Everybody remembers Jacoby, God rest his soul, and the Mile High Miracle, but it was Tucker's overtime field goal that won the game.
That's right.
So you're not just talking about making the team, you're talking about a position that makes a huge difference. Tyler Loop will bang a knuckler down inside the 20. And more flags and whistles at a time of the game now where we need to institute the running clock.
Short free kick. Kicking team number 33. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
Insignificant in tonight's proceedings, but something to pay attention to in the regular season. I'm not exactly sure what Luke did. He may have flinched prior to the kick, but that's really, if you have a penalty from the kicking team, the ball is automatically placed on the 40-yard line, the same ball placement as if you kick the ball out of bounds. So in the regular season, that can be extremely costly. Cowboys will go to the run game to run out the clock as Malik Davis has the carry. The Cowboys will need one more play before both teams can head to the locker room. The Ravens will head back to Baltimore to begin preparations for their final preseason game. This is kind of the transition week. The fans are no longer at training camp. You're still working on things as a team in the summer, but you start to shift some of the attention to preparations for the season opener.
Oh, they're definitely getting ready for the season opener for Buffalo. I mean, obviously the younger guys will still be looking for week 3 in the preseason, but the vets.
And a sack to end it for the Ravens defense. One final sack by the Ravens, the third of the night, as Chandler Martin comes in from the linebacker position. And the Cowboys will let the clock run out from there. A third sack for science powered by Constellation. The post-game show is coming your way next after John Harbaugh and the Ravens take down the Dallas Cowboys tonight in Arlington. 31-13 our final score. Ravens over the Cowboys tonight on the Ravens Game Day Network.